ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. One person is dead, another hurt after they were shot inside a Wilmington, Delaware hospital. Officials say the suspect is a hospital employee and
the suspect is outstanding at this time, and we are actively working to identify, confirm his identity, and locate him.
Police Chief Wilfredo Campos. Planes dropping fire retardant above Washington State, Spokane County were below. The upriver fire continues to burn, now approaching 300 acres, threatening 500 homes. Federal judges now ordering the Trump administration to provide a detailed list of all the changes made at national parks. The descriptions on many contextual signs used at historic sites have either been changed or been removed by the administration. The FBI revealing a plot targeting the UFC fight night held at the White House, arresting at least 5 suspects. At the G7 summit in France, President Trump saying the memorandum of understanding placed between the U.S. and Iran to end the war is a fair and good deal. This is ABC News.
Hot summer days and high energy bills are on the way. Upgrade your home's old leaky windows this month during Window Nation's Buy 4 Get 4 free sale. Yes, half of your new beautiful energy efficient windows free. Plus no money down and no monthly payments or interest for 2 years. Call now 866-200-8670 or windownation.com. In select markets, trust our family of brands, New South Window and ArmorView. That's 866-200-8670 or windownation.com to book a consultation.
Fave time when you shop online.
This is a Queen Bee Radio High School Sports presentation. Queen Bee Radio proudly brings you Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school sports. Presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. And sponsored by Ayers Furniture, Bytech Resource Management, Claire Bank, Fuller's Milker Center, Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Platteville, Les Mack, Northland Buildings, Reeves Wealth Management, Raleigh Cheese House, Russell Law Offices, The Shoebox, Tricor Insurance, West End Salvage, Carver's Hardwood Flooring, Sloan Implements, Sups, Brian's Auto Body and Paint, Gary's Pest Control, TriStar Pallets and TriStar Mulch, Krantz Auto Parts and Krantz Hardware Do It Best, Bouse Electric, Cuba City Collision and Repair, Laley Center Monroe, H&N Plumbing, Heating and Electrical, Community First Bank, Grant Regional Health Center, Sullivan Auctioneers, Big Iron Realty, Lancaster Dental Associates, Millie's Diner, Pink's Automotive, Good Knees Garage, Point and Flush Sportsman's Club, Rosemeyer Management Group, Breckler Insurance, McNett Electric, Mound City Bank, Ready Feed and Grain LLC, Southwest Health, and WCC Brands.
Late and early, with sun and rain, it's time for State Baseball Part 2. Good evening, baseball fans, and welcome to the WIAA State Baseball Tournament on 97.7 Country WGLR, WGLR.com, the 97.7 Country WGLR mobile app worldwide, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel powered by Hermson's Ace Hardware. One more time, powered by H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, and Laley Center Monroe. We'll get to Hermson's presently. From Neuroscience Group Field at Fox City Stadium in Grand Chute, this is the Division III semifinal. The 4th seed Dodgeville Dodgers ranked 6th in Division III against the number 1 seed St. Croix Falls Saints ranked 4th in Division III. The winner tonight plays Cedar Grove, Belgium, which beat Marathon 13-4 in the first semifinal tonight. The projected start time for the Division III championship is around noon on Thursday, and if Dodgeville comes back to state, well, we'll be here because we have to be here anyway because of Potosi-Cassville from earlier today. From the Ayers Furniture Best Seat in the House, right behind home plate, I'm Steve Prestigard along with Tyler Dictanis. And for those who are wondering where we were, they are not ready to start infield practice for St. Croix Falls, which is the home team and going first. That is because they are working on the field. That is because late in the first semifinal, it started raining. So they are right now they're putting the dirt dry stuff, whatever it's called.
A very scientific term for it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. They're putting the dryer stuff all over the infield and around on the pitcher's mound and at home plate. And we should, in a couple of minutes, have the St. Croix Falls infield practice starting, which will be then followed by Dodgeville. Dodgeville is the road team for this game. It is 66 degrees. Well, now it's supposedly 70 degrees. Let me just check.
It's 68 on my computer, too. So, but
well,
regardless, yeah.
It's about 68 degrees. The rain has now stopped. We were watching it actually all during the first semifinal, this blob that was coming down from the northwest, and it arrived right about the bottom of the 7th inning, and they have not stopped working, but they've been doing extra work on the field to make sure that everything is dried out. We are, of course, coming on very late, like a few hours late, because of a rain delay in the second Division IV semifinal. That, of course, followed Potosi-Cassville's epic 2-1 11-inning win that moved the Chieftains over Reedsville and into the Division IV championship game.
Yeah, that was a fun game to call earlier on X1071 and on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Potosi-Cassville coming through. Ben Infield scoring the winning run on a throwing error at second base, and Potosi Cassville now an opportunity to bring home the state championship on Thursday morning. That game will be on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, the audio stream with the live stats on the screen, so you'll be able to watch the action that way. But an extra long game to begin the day, followed by a rain-delayed second game, and then it felt like the world's longest butt kicking in the game leading up to this, where Cedar Grove, Belgium got the win, and Cedar Grove, Belgium will take on the winner of this game between Dodgeville and St. Croix Falls, and hopefully the Dodgers have another game coming up on a Thursday late morning / early afternoon.
Well, as far as this game goes, back in 1963, John F. Kennedy was the president. The Beach Boys' Surfin' USA was the number one song on the radio. The Beverly Hillbillies was TV's number one rated show. Cleopatra led the movie box office. And also in 1963, Dodgeville High School made its second consecutive trip to the state baseball tournament in Oshkosh, led by its team captain, Pat Riley, who that season was awarded the last of his 11 athletic letters from Dodgeville High School. Well, 15 years later, Pat Riley became a coach at Dodgeville High School. 48 years later now, the Dodgers and their Hall of Fame coach, Pat Riley, have made it to state. Pat is 81 years old, but he will be out at third base coaching in this game tonight.
And is he not the proverbial one to root for in Southwest Wisconsin, heading into this tournament? His first ever appearance as a coach for a Dodgeville Dodger team where he's coached for 48 years. And not just in high school baseball in Southwest Wisconsin. His fingerprints are all over baseball in Southwest Wisconsin as a whole. And when you saw Dodgeville punch its ticket to state all across social media, all the other coaches from around the area, a lot of baseball fans giving him his flowers as this team comes its way to state. And, these are the storylines that we love to see at state baseball, when you have a team that's made its way in. They've been kind of getting close. They've been along the the regional finals and sectional semifinals over the last couple of years, but this time this Dodger team able to break its way through. And we were kind of making a joke in the first game that you can't have too much pitching. At this stage in the state tournament, there are 4 outstanding pitchers here for the Dodgeville Dodgers, and Coach Riley has his plethora of pitchers to go to help get the win, and it's going to be a tough challenge, though, today against St. Croix Falls.
St. Croix Falls has just one loss this season, and therefore got the number 1 seed. I have to question how it is that Dodgeville got the number 4 seed, considering that they have 2 losses. That's the second best record here, but for whatever reason, they are a number 4 seed. Pitching today for the Dodgers will be right-hander Nathan Johnson. And talk about stats. 12 wins, no losses, ERA of .75, and a whip of .8. He has 22 walks this year in 65 innings, and he has struck out 101.
Wow.
I don't know how it gets better than that. And remember in the first game, we saw a pitcher who's going to the University of Minnesota pitch for them. But finally, St. Croix Falls has now taken the field for infield. So we are, in a sense, the clock is running at any rate. And again, on the Shoebox scoreboard presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. Earlier today, a 13-4 win for Cedar Grove, Belgium over Marathon. And so that makes it Cedar Grove, Belgium against the winner of this game. And then in the Division 4 game earlier today, as you heard on X1071, Potosi Cassville over Reedsville 2-1 in 11 innings. And it will be Potosi Cassville and Marshfield Columbus Catholic, which beat Loyal 3-1 in the second in the rain delayed second semifinal. Well, when we return, the Raleigh Cheese pregame show presented by Raleigh Cheese at the intersection of Highways 11 and 23 in the heart of Lafayette County.
Don't forget the cheese.
And we'll be back in 60 seconds on 97.7 Country WGLR.
Pregame 1.
With Upside, over 5 million people have earned more than $1 billion in cash back. The free app is helping everyday people earn on everyday buys, like gas, groceries, and meals out. Here are a few real reviews from real users.
I use Upside every time I fuel up, and often when I go out for lunch.
Smart, because those routine purchases add up fast. Just ask this person.
I've received almost $300 for doing what we all have to do anyway.
$300? That's extra cash back straight to your bank account. Then you can spend it how you want.
I just transferred money to my bank account, just in time to buy a nice lunch for my family.
Download the free Upside app to start earning on your routine gas, grocery, and restaurant purchases. Use promo code MINE to get a $5 bonus on your first purchase. That's promo code MINE to get an extra $5. Remember, promo code MINE.
Real testimonials, AI-generated voices. Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Pregame 1.
Welcome to the Raleigh Cheese pregame show on 97.7 Country WGLR, Dodgeville and St. Croix. And the man who played on the last Dodgeville team to go to state is the coach, Pat Riley. Thanks for joining us. Let's talk about that first. How does this feel for you to be coaching all these years later?
Well, I'm glad I'm still around to do it, that's for sure. But one thing I did today in my coach's bag, I have the picture from our 1963 state team, my senior year. We lost some of those guys already. It's really sad that they're not with us anymore. So I brought the picture along and put in the dugout because I think it's deserving for those guys to be remembered because they were a big part of what we're doing today.
Oh, that's terrific. What do you remember about that 63 team and the state trip? Because it was in Oshkosh, right?
We played in Oshkosh, yeah. We played Eau Claire, the team that we beat in the state basketball tournament that year. They were supposed to win it, and we beat them 52-50. So they weren't too happy with us, but we got to play them. They were pretty good, though. They had a Division I pitcher that struck out 16 that game. We had one hit in the game, and for some reason I got it. It was an infield hit, the only one I've ever beat out in my life. But broke up the no-hitter anyway. But we played well. It was a close game, and we had a very good team. Our catcher got to AAA before he blew his Achilles tendon. He was with the Seattle Pilots, who became the Milwaukee Brewers, and he would have been the starting catcher, first baseman for them if he hadn't gotten hurt. And so we had a tremendous team. One of the pitchers, Dick Stevens, threw in the NBC national tournament and threw a shutout. He pitched at Whitewater. He was a lights-out pitcher. I mean, we had the whole thing. I mean, it reminds me of, these guys remind me of that team because we got all the good stuff here too. And the one thing, we were together, we were friends, and we did a lot of things together, and that's what these guys do. They're a close bonded team. And
one thing that really stands out about your team is pitching. I don't know of any team that has two number one and two guys that have ERAs below 1. And, it seems like all your guys, and that certainly showed on Tuesday in the sectional final, you got not just great pitching, but deep pitching.
Yeah, we stayed the course in that one. We had 3 guys throw over 100 pitches to get through the extra inning game and the game before that. And we had another guy came in that just closed it out for us and got the win. Like I said before, I told somebody the other day, if somebody would told me that our number 3 pitcher would have thrown 100 pitches in the sectionals and our number 4 pitcher would have got the win, I'd have said, you're crazy, but that's what happened.
Yeah, that's baseball, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'll add to our 2 pitchers that are number 1 and number 2, or number 1 and number 1.5, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
They were, when we had the all-conference meeting, the coaches all said, well, you got those 2 studs, we'll put them on first team and we'll fight out for the rest ourselves. So I know they're respected and they're very good.
All right. St. Croix Falls, 1 loss all year. What about the Saints is a challenge? What do you feel like you have to do today?
Well, I know they're deep in the hitting, and I I know they got some power. They had 21 home runs on the year, and I know that they run the bases pretty well. So the main thing is keep them off the bases and don't let people on base ahead of the good hitters and handle their pitching, and we should do okay.
All right, one other thing. This game is going to be played probably 2.5 or so hours later because of the rain delay and our 11-inning game to start the day. Is that going to affect your guys or not really?
Nah, they came up here to play baseball. They'd play at midnight if we had to, just to get the experience and they want to go out and win this game. And I hope we can do it.
All right, thanks a lot. Good luck today.
Thank you.
Pat Riley, the Dodgeville coach, more after this on 97.7 Country WGLR.
Pre-game 2. If you're upgrading a home or business, call the trusted pros at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. They offer a premium selection of CHI overhead doors, combining style, durability, and security for both residential and commercial properties. Need rain gutters to protect your building from water damage? Carey's has you covered there too. Learn more at Carey'sGuttersandDoors.com. They sell the best and service the rest. Get the quality you deserve at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, Belmont, and Prairie du Chien.
When you need additional time to recover and regain your strength following a hospital stay, Grant Regional Health Center's Swing Bed program can be the help you need. Our dedicated team provides individualized skilled nursing care, physical and occupational therapy, in addition to support from respiratory, pharmacy, nutrition, and social services. Together, we can shorten the distance between healing and home. Grant Regional Health Center. Better health starts here.
Pre-game 2.
Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bay coverage of high school baseball presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. 97.7 Country WGLR. And our Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel live and archived coverage is powered by H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical and Lely Center Monroe, right over there, as a matter of fact. We are broadcasting from the Ayers Furniture Best Seat in the House and the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. For free delivery on heirloom quality furniture for every room in your home, be sure to visit Ayers Furniture in Ridgeway and AyersFurniture.com. Hunis Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Platteville powers our audio stream of tonight's broadcast. The Cunis Service Department cares for all makes and models and is open Monday through Saturday. Head to Cunis in Platteville. So I'm not sure if we are not seeing a repeat of last Thursday state softball tournament and Mineral Point playing deep into the night, or if we are seeing a repeat of the 2021 state softball tournament that you and I announced at UW Green Bay in a game that started at 8, ended after 10, and I was back at the radio station at 2:30 a.m. Or what, but we're going to be playing under the lights. We are playing under the lights already.
2 games today, 12 hours apart, essentially, from first pitch to first pitch. So geographically, it reminds me more of the 2021 experience that you and I had calling the Dodgeville Dodger State Softball Championship. And, you know, the Dodgers are about 30 minutes south here in Appleton, and they are on the field warming up. So hopefully it's more reminiscent of the 2021 Dodgeville Dodger Softball Championship.
Let's hope so. We'll be back with Dodgeville and St. Croix Falls after these messages on 97.7 Country WGLR.
Pre-game 3.
When you're faced with a challenge, how you respond determines the real winners. Rural Mutual believes there's something more important than winning a game. They believe that the team, school, and fans who support their athletes with dignity and class are the true champions. Rural Mutual is the proud sponsor of the WIAA Rural Mutual Insurance Sportsmanship Award since 1965. The award recognizes that sportsmanship matters in your community. Visit ruralmutual.com/WIAA and see how their team and your community can work together to be true champions.
Hello, Dr. Matt here from Cuba City Family Dental. Something we take pride in is having 3 state-of-the-art facilities in Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington. Our investment in the latest technology and innovative services allows us to provide top-notch dental care to our area families. Take control of your oral health and make an appointment with our team, and let's make your smile the best it can be. Contact Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental now, and let's start this journey together. Keep smiling, Tri-States.
Pre-game 3.
And as it happens, our colors of the game are presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental, 3 convenient locations to serve your dental needs, and both teams will be wearing white today. Dodgeville is wearing their white jerseys with the Dodgers in orange on a black background in the front, and black numbers and a lot of black undershirts and hats. And St. Croix Falls wears the vests with, I believe that's dark blue shirts underneath the vests. The St. Croix Falls Saints. Our injury report brought to you by Russell Law Offices. If you've been injured, contact Russell Law Offices. Their experienced team of personal injury lawyers will fight for your rights and help you get the compensation you deserve. Visit RussellLawWI.com. Everybody is ready to go, and everybody hopefully has recovered from that 11-inning marathon of last Tuesday at the sectional final that Dodgeville finally won 2-1, or 6-5 actually in 11 innings. They got a 2-out, 2-strike double to tie the game in the bottom of the 7th inning. And then a pitcher later, they got to the bottom of the 11th inning. Caden Schneider led off with a fly ball to right field that got dropped. And then Jack Graber hit a fly ball to center field. The center fielder went back on it, and he apparently dropped the ball, even though the only person that, at least according to Matthew Giddinen's call from Riverdale, that saw it was the second base umpire, but he made the call. So it was first and second, and then Gentry Olson got a base hit to, I believe, right field. Schneider rounded third, stumbled. Pat Riley said, go back to third. Schneider decided to keep going. Throw came to the plate, was in plenty of time, but apparently the catcher dropped the ball, and Schneider scored the game-winning run to send Dodgeville to state.
And that speaks to the resiliency of this Dodgeville Dodgers team. You know, only 2 losses on the season, but they've been battle-tested as well. So, you know, coming off a emotional, long, extra inning game last week, looking to carry the momentum into the matchup today against St. Croix Falls.
And Dodgeville's 2 losses this year. One was to Platteville, 6-5 on a Hillman walk-off. The other was a non-conference loss to Broadhead Judah. Well, we might as well give you the starting lineups, which are presented, as always, by Fuller's Milker Center. See Fuller's complete hygiene line and options for your brand new dairy setup or existing parlor remodel. Fuller's in Lancaster and Richland Center, and at Fuller'sMilkerCenter.com. Dodgeville 24-2, but the number 4 seed. Bryce Crewball Lockard will lead off. He is the center fielder. Jace Halverson, the shortstop, will bat second. Caden Schneider, the first baseman, will bat third. Jack Graber, the third baseman, will bat cleanup. Gentry Olson, the catcher, will bat fifth. Batting sixth is today's pitcher, Nathan Johnson. Andrew Hessling, the right fielder, will bat seventh. Batting eighth is Blake Stadola, the designated hitter, and he will bat for Elliot Hessling, the left fielder. And batting ninth, Boone Rickard, the second baseman. All right-handed lineup for the Dodgers. St. Croix Falls on defense. Carson Marks is in left field. Alex Hoff is in center. Drake Peterson is in right field. At third base, Brett Sladke. The shortstop is Carter Ridgway. Elliot Wilson is at second base. Kyle Olson is at first base. Behind the plate, Brody Allrum. And on the mound is right-hander Devin Richardson. Richardson this season, and I got to find him here. Richardson this season, 10 wins, no losses, 268 earned run average, 119 whip. He's pitched in 11 games, 47 innings, given up 39 hits, 25 runs, 18 of them earned. He's walked 17 and struck out 64. And so that is our top of the first starting lineup. Our Fuller's Milker Center starting lineup, and we will be right back for the first inning of Dodgeville and St. Croix Falls in the Division III semifinal after these messages on 97.7 Country WGLR.
in Game 1.
People's State Bank is a locally owned and managed bank with convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin and northeast Iowa. If you're looking for a place where you're more than just a number, but still have access to convenient technology and low fees, People's State Bank is it. As a community bank, they're proud to support many of the local charities, county fairs, community events, and more. When you become a part of People's State Bank, you can be confident that you're standing with a good cause. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
Contact Russell Law Offices for local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Russell Law Offices in Platteville, Dodgeville, Cuba City, and Darlington.
Hi, this is Steve Schmidt, owner of the Shoebox in downtown Black Earth. We have thousands of pairs of shoes in stock, no waiting. So stop in anytime, specializing in size, selection, and fit. We will save you money. P.S. We measure both feet. Stop into the Shoebox, the largest shoe store at the north end of Black Earth.
In Game 1.
For the very first time, our strikeouts today will be sponsored by Quality Dumpster Service of Dodgeville, and our Dodgeville runs will be presented by Garthwaite Homes today. Our game today brought to you by Community First Bank. For you in the communities where you live, work, and play, experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank, cfbank.com, member FDIC. Need a dumpster for your next cleanup or construction project? Quality Dumpster Service offers reliable delivery, prompt pickup, and affordable rates for jobs big or small. Call Quality Dumpster Service in Dodgeville today. Our umpires, by the way, today should be here someplace. Yes, Paul Vandenhavel is behind the plate. Jim Krieger is at first base. Mike Feil is at second, and Paul Johnson is at third. Again, 4 umpires for the state tournament. Dodgeville is making just its 3rd trip to state in school history. They got to state in 1949, 1962, and 1963. They are still looking for their first win in the state tournament. And they were in 3 different spots. 49 tournament was in Milwaukee, 62 was in Eau Claire, and 63 was in Oshkosh. St. Croix Falls went to the first state tournament, which was in Milwaukee in 1948, and they got beat. In 2022, you might remember, they played Kenosha St. Joseph and beat them 8-0 with a pitcher that I don't believe ever gave up an earned run that season. But he couldn't pitch the next day. That worked out for Cuba City because the Cubans won 8-4 right here and won the state championship. And in 2023, the Saints won state. They beat Kiel 10-0 and La Crosse Aquinas 3-1. And I'm positive everyone was rooting for St. Croix Falls in the championship game.
At least in our corner of southwest Wisconsin. That's for sure. Our game today brought to you by Claire Bank with 3 convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin. Also by Southwest Health with over 24 specialty services and more than 50 specialists. You can have specialized care without traveling far from home. Learn more about their specialty services at southwesthealth.org.
Where I have to be bright and early at 8:30 tomorrow morning, at least unless some sort of calamity occurs and we're still here.
Well, at our rate, we're going to be taking over the big show tomorrow morning.
Yes. So, Rob, just don't bother going in.
Yeah, we got it, Rob. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we'll make sure Bob gets the farm prices in, and I'll do the sports probably live,
Yeah, if the game's still not going on. Yeah, that's for sure. Game also brought to you by Laley Center Monroe. Call your local dairy automation specialist, Jordan Wilson, at Laley Center Monroe. David A. Meister, CPA in Darlington, wishes all area student athletes good luck and would like to thank their parents for their tireless efforts to make these games happen. David A. Meister, CPA in Darlington, will take care of your books so you can get back to running your business profitably. Graney Electric in Platteville, specializing in residential, agricultural, and commercial wiring. For new construction, repairs, or maintenance, you can count on Graney Electric to make your electrical concerns go away.
And if we have any scoreboard problem or anything like that, we're calling Vince.
Absolutely.
They are still putting diamond dust on the field, on the infield right now, while the players are standing on the third and first base lines. Dodgeville, again, will be the road team today, and they are in the first base dugout. And St. Croix Falls, the home team, as the number 1 seed it will be in the first base dugout.
Game also brought to you by Burnham Lumber and Rui. See Burnham Lumber for all of your agricultural, commercial, and residential projects. Burnham Lumber in Rui. And by Grant Regional Health Center's ortho team, Dr. Brad Binsfeld and Nate Stocco, PAC, provide exceptional care for sports-related injuries. Grant Regional Health Center, better health starts here. Player introductions going on right now for the Dodgers. St. Croix Falls will be introduced after them. Score big when you cross home plate with Garthwaite Homes in Dodgeville and Blanchardville. Garthwaite Homes and Real Estate, new home construction. Check them out on the web and Facebook. Bob's Electric of Dodgeville offers top quality appliances from GE, Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, Frigidaire, and Speed Queen. Bob's Electric in Dodgeville. And by the Dodgeville Chronicle, Democrat Tribune, and Pecatonica Valley Leader, your local weekly newspaper for Dodgeville, Mineral Point, Barneveld, Iowa Grant, Highland, River Valley, Pecatonica, and Argyle schools. At Upland Hills Health, exceptional care is always close to home. From primary care to specialty services, they're committed to keeping your community healthy today and for generations to come. Upland Hills Health, care you can count on right here at home.
Fox City Stadium, built in 1995. It's 325 down the lines, 385 to left center field, 405 to right center field. There have been home runs hit at State. I have seen them. Typically, they're hit to left. In fact, Liam Stump, I believe, of Mineral Point, hit a home run at State several years ago, and he hit it right down the left field line.
And it's kind of an optical illusion here because it really looks like that the outfielders are playing shallow just because of how deep the field actually is, but they're actually playing where they would normally play on a normal-sized baseball field. So it's a little optically challenging for us to kind of comprehend that sometimes. And then, of course, the backstop, also a very wide backstop back behind home plate. There's a lot of room in foul territory, so, pop-ups that wouldn't normally be catchable certainly are here at Neuroscience Group Field.
Unless you can't get to them, which does
happen. That happens too.
I have actually not only been on that field, I have slept on that field. Our son's Boy Scout or Cub Scout troop got to go here and saw a game and camped out on the field afterwards. And I can tell you that Highway 41 is loud at 5 a.m. Now our national anthem. In a moment.
Looks like the introduction's going on for St. Croix Falls. I don't know if they're going to do another national anthem. I know they did it at the beginning of the first session. I don't think they did it before the second game, though.
All right, well, we'll take another break.
Let's do that.
And then we'll be right back on 97.7 Country WGLR.
In Game 2.
Meet Matthew Preston. Inside his apartment, everything he holds dear is protected by Progressive's renter's insurance, like his laptop and a surprisingly valuable collection of baseball bobbleheads. Outside his apartment, his laptop is still protected, as are his bobbleheads, which he carries around with him for reasons no one knows. Renters, the limits of protection aren't just the four walls of your home. When you're in Progressive's Protection Zone, get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account. When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything. Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
In Game 2.
Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of WIAA State Baseball for the second time today, presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on 97.7 Country WGLR and on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, powered by H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical and Lely Center Monroe. This game is going to start approximately 4 hours later than it was scheduled to, and as a matter of fact, the weather forecast is actually worse for tomorrow. They've actually moved a couple of games already and I'm not sure what that exactly does, unless they have some concerns about the field holding up. Tomorrow's supposed to be the Division II and Division I semifinals. I think they're thinking that when the storms are scheduled, that they want to actually make the game played, or a game played someplace anyway.
Yeah, I think the WIAA is just trying to stay ahead of it as best they can to get these games in and have a really good championship Thursday coming up.
And we know we'll be there for one game at least, because we'll have Potosi, Cassville, and Manitowoc. I've whiffed on who they're playing.
Columbus Catholic.
Marshville Columbus Catholic. That's it. Yeah. That'll be 8:40 on X1071. And if Dodgeville wins, we'll be following here on 97.7 Country WGLR on Thursday. So one way or another, we'll be back here on Thursday.
Yeah, we know for sure we'll be here Thursday. It's just one game or two games, and St. Croix Falls has taken the field. Our game brought to you by Vita Plus, supporting all local athletes. High school athletics offers or provides leadership, sportsmanship, and team-building opportunities. Vita Plus in Dodgeville and Platteville. Chad and Laura and the crew at Grant County Truck Bodies. See Grant County Truck Bodies in Kieler and at grantcountytruckbodies.com. We're also sponsored by 1906 Cocktail and Wine Bar in Platteville. Pilling Electric Service and PE Pump Service in Montfort. Edward Jones Reeves Wealth Management in Platteville. Arter Brothers Creamery in Boscobel. Fritz's Burner Service in Darlington. Garthwaite Real Estate and New Home Construction. McKeon Landscaping Services in Blanchardville. Saunders Oil Company of Warren, Illinois. And First Response Excavation and Grading of Bloomington.
Warm-up tosses being completed by Devin Richardson. Stepping to the plate will be Bryce Crewball Lockard, batting .461, 115 OPS, 3 home runs, 17 RBIs. Dodgeville playing at its first state tournament since Pat Riley was a player in 1963. And it was, by the way, a one-class tournament back in those days. They went to multiple classes. I think in the 1970s, they got to 3. And then in the 1990s, went to 4. First pitch of the semifinals outside for ball 1. Corral Lockard twirling his bat at the plate. And here's Richardson's pitch, and it's the same pitch in the same spot. 2 balls, no strikes.
Bender Outdoors on the Square in Lancaster by Clear Reflections Window Cleaning Service of Platteville.
Richardson stepped off briefly, now back on. And the 2-0 pitch is low and bounces away, or rolls away from the catcher, but that doesn't matter because nobody's on. But it's 3 balls and no strikes. Only loss for St. Croix Falls this year was to River Falls, which is a Division I team that was here, actually, yesterday. Here's the 3-0. That's a called strike. 3 balls and a strike.
Iverson Construction of Kieler and my Veterinary Associates of Hazel Green and Galena.
Here is the 3-1. And a fly ball. Center field well hit, but it's going to stay in the park and be grabbed by the center fielder Hoff, 1 out.
Game sponsored by Lyle Financial Group in Platteville, Haverland Heating and Cooling of Cuba City, and by Century 21 affiliated in Boscobel. See Bobby, Joe, Hans, Allison, or Richard for all your real estate needs. Century 21 in Boscobel.
Jace Halverson, 378 batting average, 958 OPS with 19 RBIs. And I have to correct myself. He is a left-handed hitter. I thought there was more than none, but the thing said right. Anyway, the first pitch is inside at the knees for ball 1.
Anytime Roofing. Visit AnytimeRoofingWI.com to see how Anytime Roofing can help you with your next roofing or siding project.
Here's the 1-0. And a swing and a miss at an inside pitch, and it's 1-1. That all seemed like it almost hit him, but he swung at it. And so it's 1-1. Here's the pitch. Fouled off down the left field line and out of play. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Book your parties today at High Point Steakhouse in Ridgeway. The Grand Ballroom is the perfect place to host holiday parties for family and friends, along with business meetings, weddings, and more. High Point Steakhouse in Ridgeway.
1-2 pitch is a swing and a miss, strike 3, 2 away. Here is Caden Schneider. 366 batting average, 915 OPS, 23 RBIs. He also is a left-handed batter. And here's the first pitch from Richardson, and that is fouled off. The pitch bounced up, but Schneider lost his bat, and the bat almost ended up in the on-deck circle.
I don't know if it fouled off the ground and then knocked the bat out of his hand, but that was a really weird-looking sequence.
1 strike with 2 out. And the pitch inside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Golden Eagle Bar and Grill offers great food with a fun atmosphere in Barneveld. Gather your family and friends and enjoy a great meal out at the Golden Eagle Bar and Grill in Barneveld.
1-1 down the left field line, and fielders chasing, but it will be unreturnable, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes, or uncatchable, and it's 1-2.
The Melby Funeral Home and Crematory in Platteville offers a history of caring and understands that each family is unique and will honor personal requests and tradition. Matt Laura Melby at the Melby Funeral Home and Crematory of Platteville.
Here's the 1-2, and that is hit past the shortstop and into left field for the first hit of the ball game. So Caden Schneider with a base hit opposite field, and he's at first with 2 out.
Just out of the reach of the shortstop, Carter Ridgway for St. Croix Falls, a 2-out single for Caden Schneider.
Here is Jack Graber. And he is batting .275, 804 OPS, 3 home runs, 24 RBIs, and he is also left-handed. No score, top of the first, 2 out, runner at first. Richardson takes a lot of time and now steps off, and Graber steps out briefly, and then now tries to adjust his footing in the possibly tacky batter's box from the rain. And the pitch, swing and a miss for strike 1.
West End Salvage of Lancaster. See Junkyard Joe Cranston, the West End Salvage team for recycling as well as construction and demolition waste too. West End Salvage in Lancaster.
That pitch is high, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Schneider at first, 4 for 4 in stolen bases this year. So it doesn't run much, but he's been successful. The 1-1 outside, barely, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
Quick shoebox scoreboard update. Garrett Mitchell just hit a solo home run at American Family Field. Brewers up 2-1 in the bottom of the 7th.
And that's on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Outside, 3 balls and a strike.
Game also sponsored by Northland Buildings and by Russell offices in Platteville, Dodgeville, Cuba City, and Darlington.
Richardson steps off the mound and now back on. And Graber awaits the 3-1. And that's popped up down the third base line, and it will be caught by the third baseman Sladkey in foul territory to end inning number 1. 1 hit, 1 left. Dodgeville nothing. And St. Croix Falls coming to bat, and our starting lineup also brought to you by Fuller's Milker Center. See Fuller's complete hygiene line and options for your brand new dairy setup or existing parlor remodel. Fuller's in Lancaster and Richland Center, and at FullersMilkerCenter.com. For St. Croix Falls, 27-1 this season. They will start Carson Marks in left field leading off. Brett Sladkey, the third baseman, bats second. Alex Hoff, the center fielder, bats third. The catcher, Brody Allrum, bats cleanup. Batting fifth, first baseman Kyle Olson. Drake Peterson, the right fielder, bats sixth. Batting seventh, Elliott Wilson, the second baseman. The pitcher, Devin Richardson, bats eighth. And batting ninth, shortstop, Carter Ridgway. Defense for the St. Croix Falls Saints. It's helpful to get your correct clipboard. Elliot Hessling in left, Bryce Crewball Lockard in center, Andrew Hessling in right, Jack Graber at third, Jace Halverson at short, Boone Rickard at second, Caden Schneider at first, Gentry Olson behind the plate, Nathan Johnson on the mound. And as we mentioned, 12-0, .75 earned run average, .8 whip, walks plus hits per innings pitched. He's pitched in 15 games, 65 innings, given up 30 hits, 9 runs, 7 earned runs. He's walked 22 and struck out 101 this season.
Unbelievable.
We saw him when Dodgeville played Lancaster on a Saturday a couple of months ago, John Satterley and I, and he gave up 2 hits, and that was it. No walks, and Dodgeville's defense didn't commit an error. And that was the point at which you think, this team has a pretty good shot to go to state.
Yeah, no kidding. Carson Marks coming up to the plate for St. Croix Falls. We'll get the bottom half of the first inning started. Still scoreless.
Carson Marks batting .344, .848 OPS, 15 RBIs this season. And here is Nathan Johnson's first pitch, and that goes through Olson all the way to the backstop, ball 1.
Brian's Auto Body and Paint Specialist, the pros of Brian's, gets the job done right. For unexpected dings or major repair projects, head to Brian's Auto Body and Paint in Lancaster.
Might be just a little bit of nerves out there for both teams. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That is a called strike, and it's 1-1.
CJ ATM service, see Chuck Schneering for all of your business and large-scale event ATM needs. CJ ATM service on Facebook to learn more. CJ ATM service in Platteville.
1-1 well outside, 2 balls and a strike.
And Breckler Insurance Group for all of your insurance needs. See Steve Landusky at Breckler Insurance in Fenimore. Breckler Insurance serving Southwest Wisconsin for over 95 years.
2-1 just grazes the outside corner for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the 2-2. And a chopper fouled on the third base line, and we'll do 2 balls and 2 strikes again.
WCC Brands Custom Apparel in Kieler and at WCC-Brands.com. Also by Cole Acres Golf and Grill in Cuba City and at ColeAcresGolfandGrill.com.
2-2 with nobody out in the bottom of the first. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that was really not much of a swing. That was kind of a very defensive swing, and it's the first out of the bottom of the first.
Yeah, hitter looked completely fooled at the plate. Carson Marks striking out, 1 away.
Brett Sladkey, .369 batting average, 104.5 OPS, 3 home runs, and 28 RBIs. Look at their stats for St. Croix Falls. They can hit, no question about that. But Dodgeville can pitch, no question about that. The fastball outside, ball 1. So this is going to be like the classic, they say good pitching beats good hitting. Here's the 1-0. And that is a fly ball out to left center field. And coming on and making the catch is Crewball Lockard coming over from center to make the catch in left center, 2 out.
The other dynamic to this is that St. Croix Falls has been to state multiple times over the last few years. Dodgeville, of course, the first time here in the program's history since 1963. So you have the mental differences in this game too. St. Croix Falls knows what they're doing. Dodgeville looking to continue the momentum that they had from the sectional semifinals and looking to shake off the early jitters of this game.
Alex Hoff batting .575, and he takes outside ball 1. An OPS of 1.632, 6 home runs, 49 RBIs this year. And they've got a couple of guys, that pitch is downstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. They have a couple of guys that you think you really should make sure there's nobody on in front of them when they get to the plate. And Hoff is one of them. The 2-0, and that's low, 3 balls and no strikes. Here's the 3-0. And that's inside, and Hoff takes a 4-pitch walk. First base runner for the Saints. Hoff this year, 10 for 10 in stolen bases. Here's Brody Allrum, the catcher and cleanup batter. .506 batting average, 1.435 OPS, 6 home runs, 44 RBIs.
Applied Micro, your computer networking specialist in Platteville, Dodgeville, and appliedmicro.biz.
Aurum steps back in again. St. Croix Falls wearing the vest look. And the first pitch is outside, dropped, but then picked up quickly by Olson, so it would not go too far away with a runner at first.
St. Croix Falls kind of has that Kansas City Royals look.
Yes. I think a darker blue, but
yeah,
pretty close. You're right. And, of course, they have the fleur-de-lis as their symbol, since they're the Saints, for obvious reasons. The 1-0 pitch, called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hoff not making much of a move so far off of first. 2 outs in the bottom of the first in the Division III semifinal, and no score. There's the 1-1. And that's outside and blocked by Olson. 2 balls and a strike.
Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Hermson's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main and Platteville. See Hermson's for the perfect paint for your next project. Hermson's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville.
2-1 with 2 out and 1 aboard. And the pitch. Chop foul down the third base line. And, well, actually, he's not. I was going to say Pat Riley couldn't field it, but that's not Pat Riley. That is Dan Campbell, the first-year head coach for the St. Croix Falls Saints. 2-2 with 2 out. And here is Johnson's pitch. And that is hit to left field down the line. And a fair ball into the corner. Hoff on his way to third, and Hoff on his way to the plate, and will score the first run of the game. RBI double for Brody Allrum. And St. Croix Falls leads 1-0 in the bottom of the first.
Community First Bank, free in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank, cfbank.com, member FDIC.
Here is Kyle Olson, batting .365, .964 OPS, 2 home runs, 36 RBI, 1-0 St. Croix Falls with 2 out in the bottom of the first inning. That walk that led to the run, that's only the 23rd walk that Johnson has had all year. And it was a 4-pitch walk. Kind of looked like he was trying to make sure he didn't hit anything, get anything good to hit. Meanwhile, it's 1 strike to Kyle Olson, and the pitch. And that is hit to center field, but right at crew ball Lockard, and he makes the catch. A walk and a hit leads to a run, 1 left, and after 1, St. Croix Falls 1, Dodgeville 0 on 97.7 Country WGLR.
In Game 3.
What are you doing out there?
Come on!
I saw you at the game the other night. Yeah, you. Up there getting mad, acting like we're all out there making $1 million a game. Well, let me be real with you. This isn't the pros. It's school sports, and it's a game, our game. So please, let us play.
School sports fans, remember, when you cheer for your team, make noise for the right reasons. This message presented by the NFHS and the NIAAA.
And all student athletes in Wisconsin.
Like any business, success in dairying is often determined by who you know rather than what you know. That's why it's good to know the pros at Fuller's. Your Gia dealer. Fuller's is your source for the automated milking systems line and all of the latest in automated milking systems. Make your operation more efficient and profitable and get the most out of your dairy herd by partnering with the experts at Fuller's Milker Center, LLC, your local Gia dealer in Lancaster, Richland Center, and FullersMilkersCenter.com.
In Game 3.
Grand Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of state baseball. Evening, should have been afternoon edition, brought to you, presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on 97.7 Country WGLR. And stats on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, powered by H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, and Lely Center Monroe. Gentry Olson leads off in the top of the second inning. 1-0 St. Croix Falls. And the first pitch is hit to the right side and gets in for a base hit. Olson batting .355, .862 OPS with 21 RBIs. And Dodgeville has its second hit and a base runner to lead off the top of the second inning.
Game sponsored by Claire Bank with 3 convenient locations in Southwest Wisconsin and by Southwest Health. With over 24 specialty services and more than 50 specialists, you can have specialized care without traveling far from home. Learn more about their specialty services at southwesthealth.org.
Nathan Johnson, 241 batting average, 694 OPS with 12 RBIs. Can help his own cause, but first he has to get into the batter's box. He looks back at Pat Riley, who is, not only is he's in everything from youth baseball to home talent league baseball. He gets the whole spectrum of baseball. First pitch is a ball, and the catcher Allrum was up fast, thinking that Olson might try to go from first, but he did not.
We were talking earlier about how well respected Pat Riley is by the baseball community in Southwest Wisconsin.
That pitch is the ball, the throw down, and safe. And a stolen base for Olson.
Looked like the throw was in time, but it bobbled out of the glove of Carter Ridgway, the shortstop.
That might be his first stolen base of the year.
It's Braxton Staver running the bases.
Okay, well, that makes more sense. And I've already messed up my... Staver is, let's see, he's got now 3 stolen bases this year. Meanwhile, a 2-ball, no strike count. And there's a called strike, and it's 2-1 to Johnson.
Need a dumpster for your next cleanup or construction project? Quality Dumpster Services offers reliable delivery, prompt pickup, and affordable rates for jobs big or small. Call Quality Dumpster Services in Dodgeville today.
The 2-1 pitch. And that is a called strike at the knees, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1-0 St. Croix Falls. Nobody out, top of the second inning in the Division III semifinal. Winner gets Cedar Grove, Belgium, Thursday. 2-2 is popped up into short right center field, and the catch made by the center fielder Hoff, 1 gone.
Our audio stream on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel brought to you by Laley Center Monroe. Call your local dairy automation specialist Jordan Wilson at Laley Center Monroe.
Andrew Hessling, a left-handed batter, 208 batting average, 525 OPS, 12 RBIs. He's got a runner at second and 1 out. Squares to bunt and takes a strike. You would think, given the pitching matchup, that runs would be at a premium today. The 0-1 pitch, a swing and a miss, and quickly 2 strikes. Certainly runs were at a premium in the Division IV semifinal this morning, with Potosi-Cassville getting a run in the 11th inning to win 2-1. The 0-2, opposite field, down the left field line, foul. And we'll do 2 strikes again. Still a lot of light out as we are 8 minutes before 9 o'clock. One of the great features of summer in Wisconsin is all that light out there this late. 2 strike pitch, foul tip, and a strikeout. 2 away. Here's Blake Stadola, the DH, 306 batting average, 784 OPS with 12 RBIs. And he is batting for Elliot Hessling.
He's got the hoodie under his jersey.
That's what I thought that was. First pitch. Outside ball 1. It has certainly cooled off from earlier today. It was downright hot this morning, or at least it felt hot in the next door press box with the sun coming right in. Next pitch is down low, and the correct count is actually 2 balls and no strikes. Runner at second, Olson. Not much of a lead at second. Now tippy-toeing, now stopping. Now moving again in the 2-0 pitch. And that is hit to third. And the throw across the diamond over to first in time. 5-3 put out that ends the inning. 1 hit, 1 left. And after an inning and a half in the Division III semifinal, St. Croix Falls 1, Dodgeville nothing on 97.7 Country WGLR.
In Game 4.
Hello, Amy here from Cuba City Family Dental. Part of our dedication to excellence in the dental services we offer are same-day crowns. Instead of return visits to our office, we can diagnose and fix your tooth in one day at any of our 3 convenient locations. Call us when you are in need and experience patient-centered care for you and your family at Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental. Ask about our new patient specials. Keep smiling, Tri-States.
Summer has arrived, but a farmer's work is never done. Please remember our farmer friends are out in the fields and on the highways. Midwest Motorsports in Kieler, Wisconsin asks you to be alert when you meet a tractor or ATV on the road. Farmers rely on our roadways to do their summer chores, so give them space and be patient when following. Be aware when coming up a hill or a corner, especially on rural roads and narrow lanes. Midwest Motorsports wants everyone to have a safe summer. For the best selection of ATVs and side-by-sides, visit Midwest Motorsports in Kieler, Wisconsin.
In Game 4.
Bottom of the second inning, 1-0 St. Croix Falls. Drake Peterson will lead off, batting .471, 1.275 OPS, 2 home runs, 32 RBIs, and he swings and misses at the first pitch from Nathan Johnson for strike 1.
David A. Meister, CPA in Darlington, wishes all area student athletes good luck and would like to thank their parents for their timeless efforts to make these games happen.
Popped up, first base side, and Schneider looking for it. He dropped the ball. That'll be an error, I would think, charged to Schneider. I'm pretty sure he lost it in the lights. And so a runner at first to lead off the bottom of the second. And here's Elliott Wilson batting .354, 875 OPS with 15 RBIs. He squares to bunt, takes a ball, the throw down, not in time, and deflects over to into short center field, and that'll get Peterson over to third. That'll be a stolen base and an error on Olson. I believe they're going to call that an error on Olson, are they not?
Yeah, that would be 2 errors on the inning already.
So a runner at third with nobody out. And meanwhile, a strike. That was a strike to Wilson. Here's Johnson's pitch. And a sky-high pop-up to short right field. Coming in is Hessler. He laps up. Did he drop the ball?
They're going to say he caught the ball but lost it in the transition. So the flyout will count, and a sacrifice fly scores another run for St. Croix Falls.
And so it's 2-0. Yeah, St. Croix Falls they scored 1 in the first and now 1 in this second inning. And here's Carson. And there's a called strike. Actually, this is
Devin Richardson.
That's right. Richardson, the pitcher, batting .302, 799 OPS, 1 home run, and 22 RBIs, and he fouls it off, and it's quickly 2 strikes.
Granny Electric in Platteville, specializing in residential, agricultural, and commercial wiring. For new home construction, repairs, or maintenance, you can count on Granny Electric will help make your electrical concerns go away.
The 0-2 is outside on a fastball, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bases are empty with the runner scoring from third on the sac fly. And there's strike 3, called at the knees, 2 out.
Burnham Lumber in Rui. See Burnham Lumber for all of your agricultural, commercial, and residential projects. Burnham Lumber in Rui. And my Grant Regional Health Center's ortho team, Dr. Brad Binsfeld and Nate Stocco, PAC, provide exceptional care for sports-related injuries. Grant Regional Health Center, better health starts here.
Here's the 9th batter, Carter Ridgway, .431 batting average, 1.178 OPS, 1 home run, 20 RBIs. And the first pitch, ball 1. Next pitch is a cue shot to second, and the throw to first from Rickard is in time to end the inning. But another run comes in on 2 errors and nobody left. And after 2 innings in the Division III semifinal, St. Croix falls 2, Dodgeville nothing on 97.7 Country WGLR.
In Game 5.
If you're upgrading a home or business, call the trusted pros at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. They offer a premium selection of CHI overhead doors, combining style, durability, and security for both residential and commercial properties. Need rain gutters to protect your building from water damage? Carey's has you covered there too. Learn more at Carey'sGuttersandDoors.com. They sell the best and service the rest. Get the quality you deserve at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, Belmont, and Prairie du Chien.
Hi, this is Will Dunson with Dubuque Mattress. Why is a Dubuque Mattress customer a customer for life? It's simple. At Dubuque Mattress, the customer is number one. Period. The customer's happiness is the most important thing. If there is anything I can do to help you sleep better, I will. Whether it's while you're looking at a new mattress, 6 months later, or 10 years after you've purchased from us, you are still number one.
Dubuque Mattress Factory, you get a little snooze time.
In Game 5.
2-0 St. Croix falls as we go to the 3rd inning. And to correct something I said before, apparently that pop-up that was dropped by Schneider, they called a hit. So it was 1 hit and 1 error in the second, not 2 errors. Anyway, here's Boone Rickard to lead off. And Rickard takes lone outside for ball 1. Rickard batting .219, 566 OPS, 11 RBIs this year. The 1-0 pitch is outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Dodgeville had base hits in each of the first 2 innings, but could not get them in. Richardson kind of leisurely getting to the rubber and throws, and that's a strike on a swing and a miss, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Score big when you cross home plate with Garthwaite Homes in Dodgeville and Blanchardville. Garthwaite Homes in real estate, new home construction. Check them out on the web and Facebook.
That pitch misses. 3 balls and a strike. Nathan Johnson, by the way, with a strikeout, which is brought to you today by, actually 2 strikeouts.
Quality Dumpster Service of Dodgeville.
That pitch is hit to right center field. Will drop in for a base hit. And so Rickard leads off with a base hit. And back to the top of the order, and crew ball Lockhart, who flied to center to lead off the ball game. 2-0 St. Croix falls. Nobody out in the top of the 3rd inning. Winner gets Cedar Grove, Belgium, which beat Marathon 13-4 in what seemed like a marathon game, the first semifinal. Richardson takes a long time and now delivers the pitch. And that misses for ball 1.
Bob's Electric at Dodgeville offers top quality appliances from GE, Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, Frigidaire, and Speed Queen. Bob's Electric in Dodgeville.
1-0 pitch, and that's a fly ball to left center field, and on the run, making the catch is Marks, and Rickard goes back to first. 1 gone.
The Dodgeville Chronicle, Democrat Tribune, and Pecatonica Valley Leader is your local weekly newspaper for Dodgeville, Mineral Point, Barneveld, Iowa Grand, Highland, River Valley, Pecatonica, and Argyle schools.
Rickard, by the way, at first base, 2 of 4 in stolen bases this year. Here's Halverson, who struck out back in the 1st inning. And that pops away briefly from the catcher Allrum. That's ball 1, but not far enough for Rickard to think about going to second very seriously. One ball, no strikes. And the bunt down the 3rd baseline. That's a beauty and will be a base hit.
Wow.
Perfect bunt. Went parallel to the 3rd baseline, and the 3rd baseman Sladkey picked it up, and it could do nothing with it.
That is textbook, how you drop a bunt. Placed it perfectly along the third base side. Unplayable for the outfield, or the infielders, I should say, and now 2 runners on for Dodgeville.
Here's Schneider, who got a single back in the first inning. Tyne runs aboard in the top of the third. And the first pitch is a called strike at the knees.
At Upland Hills Health, exceptional care is always close to home. From primary care to specialty services, they're committed to keeping our communities healthy today and for generations to come. Upland Hills Health, care you can count on right here at home.
Here's the 0-1. And that's low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Interesting question. You know, there are not very many night games in high school during the regular season because it's so cold. That pitch just misses, and it's 2. No, they call it a strike, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. So here you are playing under the lights, and you got to wonder if there are interesting impacts like drop pop-ups to first base. Here's the 1-2. Down the left field line and foul, and it will remain 1-2. And also visibility, of course.
Right.
Both in, at the plate and then also for the outfielders.
You would have to think the stage is the ultimate equalizer for both teams.
1-2 with 1 out, 2 runners aboard. And that's down the third base line, sky high, and it's dropped in the left field, and everybody is safe. The throw went to third. Rickard got in time. And I wonder if that was lost in the lights.
Yeah, Carson Marks is crouched over, kind of wondering if he made a bad read on it. That one was popped sky high, and as you said, probably lost it in the lights. Looked up, and all of a sudden, the ball was in front of him. And that moves the runners over to second and third, and the base is loaded for the Dodgers in the top of the third.
Graber popped to third in the first inning. Golden opportunity for the Dodgers, trailing 2-0. And the first pitch is inside for ball 1. Did they call that a hit?
Yes, they did. 3 hits on the inning for the Dodgers.
1-0 pitch, fouled off third base side, or actually closer to the edge of the press box here.
We're losing it in the light, too.
Yeah.
So.
Just looking for a description. Fouled off, also first base side this time. And it's quickly 2 strikes. Bases loaded. Rickard at third, Halverson at short, and Schneider at first with 1 out. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 out.
It's a huge out for St. Croix Falls.
Olson doubled back in the first inning, but he got left at second.
Game brought to you by Vita Plus, supporting all local athletes. High school athletics offers leadership, sportsmanship, and team building opportunities. Vita Plus in Dodgeville and Platteville.
2-0 St. Croix Falls. 2 out, top of the third, but the base is loaded, and the first pitch, a called strike.
1906 Cocktail and Wine Bar in Platteville, and by Chad, Lauren, the crew at Grant County Truck Bodies. See Grant County Truck Bodies in Kieler.
The 0-1 pitch, a grounder to short, and he'll take it to second himself, Ridgway, and that ends the inning. Well, they loaded the bases, Dodgeville did, and left them loaded with no runs. After 3 hits, and we go to the bottom of the third inning, 2-0 St. Croix Falls on 97.7 Country WGLR.
In Game 6.
Summer is busy. We can help you stay ahead of the game and ready for the school year ahead. Grant Regional Community Clinic, with locations in Lancaster, Potosi, Cassville, and Fenimore, is offering WIAA sports physicals in June and July for your student athlete. Low cost, convenient hours, and all fees go directly back to your local school. Call 608-723-2131 to schedule your appointment soon so you can get back to enjoying summer. Grant Regional Community Clinic. Better health starts here.
Relive the music of a true American original. It's a special tribute to the legendary Glenn Campbell with the Wichita Lineman featuring Carl Acuff Jr. Saturday, June 20th at 7 p.m. at Onward Fine Arts Center in Maquoketa. Hear your favorite unforgettable hits, including Gentle on My Mind, Galveston, Rhinestone Cowboy, and more. One incredible night of music and memories. Get tickets at the box office at OnwardFineArtsCenter.com. The tribute to Glenn Campbell, Saturday, June 20th at Onward Fine Arts Center in Maquoketa.
In Game 6.
Bottom of the third, top of the order for St. Croix Falls. Leading 2-0. Dodgeville has already left 5 runners on base in the first 3 innings. That is shades of Potosi Cassville this morning. The Chieftains, or future nickname,
PC,
gave up, or I should say left 19 runners on base, but still won 2-1 in 11 innings. So we will have them against
Columbus Catholic.
Marshfield Columbus Catholic, yes.
It's been a long day for everyone.
Yeah, definitely. 8:40 start on Thursday, or at least that's what we think, on X1071. Marks struck out in the first, squares to bunt, and takes ball 1.
1906 Cocktail and Wine Bar in Platteville, and by Pilling Electric Service and PE Pump Service in Montfort.
We're saying we think because of the possibility of rain tomorrow, Mark swings and misses, and it's 1-1. And apparently the forecast for tomorrow is worse than today. Here's the 1-1. Check swing, and that cost him a strike, 1-2. Schedule, you might remember, for several years when they went to 4 divisions, was 6 games on the first 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday. Pitches upstairs, 2-2. Of course, it turns out there's 2 things that can mess up that schedule: long games and rain. And both have happened. 2-2, and that misses low, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Game brought to you by Utter Brothers Creamery in Boscobel and by Fritz's Burner Service in Darlington.
Sladkey is on deck. So they finally gave up to the realities of late spring, early summer, and now it's a 4-day tournament starting Monday, yesterday with Division I quarterfinals, and the 3-2 upstairs ball 4. Marks walks. St. Croix Falls has had runners on in every inning, and they've had runs in the first and the second to lead 2-0 in this bottom of the third inning. Sladkey flied to center, I should say, in the first inning. Throwback to first, and diving in is Marks.
Game brought to you by Garthwaite Real Estate and New Home Construction by McKeon Landscaping Services in Blanchardville.
Marks 12 of 13 in stolen bases this year. He takes off. The pitch is inside and gets away and goes to center field, and that will get Marks over to third. Stolen base and an error. As the throw was on the right side of second base and kept going into short center field, so now a runner at third and nobody out in the bottom of the third. And meanwhile, 1 ball and no strikes to Sladkey, and he takes ball 2.
Saunders Oil Company of Warren, Illinois, and by First Response Excavation and Grading in Bloomington.
2-0 pitch. That goes back to the backstop, and coming in to score is Marks, and it's 3-0 on the wild pitch. So St. Croix Falls has scored runs in each of the 3 innings, and Dodgeville has left runners on in each of the 3 innings, and it's 3-0 Saints.
3 runs on 2 hits for St. Croix Falls.
And meanwhile, the 3-0 is a called strike, 3-1.
Bender Outdoors on the Square in Lancaster and by Clear Reflections Window Cleaning Service of Platteville.
Here's the 3-1, and that's fouled. Line shot down the third baseline, but wide of third by at least a foot.
Emerson Construction of Kieler by Veterinary Associates of Hazel Green and Galena.
3-2 with nobody out. Johnson taking a long time now. And now delivers the 3-2 and a swing and a miss. 1 out.
Oh, that one fouled back.
Oh, he did. You're right. I lost it in the light.
Everyone's losing it in the light right now.
Or losing it in some other sense.
Yeah, no kidding.
Here comes another 3-2 pitch. And that's fouled on the third base line. And we'll do 3-2 again.
Shoebox scoreboard update. The Brewers defeat the Guardians 2-1.
And that was on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL, just like tomorrow's game will be. Against the former Indians and before that, Spiders. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch outside, ball 4. So Sladkey aboard at first. And here's Hoff, who walked and scored the first run of the game in the first inning.
Lyle Financial Group in Platteville by Haverland Heating and Cooling of Cuba City.
Hoff, in fact, was a 4-pitch walk back in the first. And he came in to score on Allrum's double. And now throw back to first, and diving back in is Sladkey.
Century 21 affiliated in basketball. See Bobby Joe, Hans Allison, and Richard Frawley Real Estate needs Century 21 in basketball.
Runner takes off, popped up, and caught by the shortstop, and then the throw back to first in time for a double play.
Wow.
Sladkey took off for second. Halverson made the infield catch, and then threw to first, and Sladkey did not get back in time.
Sladkey was about 2 feet away from touching second base before he realized where the ball was. It was kind of caught in no man's land, an easy double play for the Dodgers.
Allrum had the RBI double in the first inning, and he takes inside for ball 1. Kind of flinched a little bit at that pitch.
Book your parties today at High Point Steakhouse in Ridgeway. The Grand Ballroom is the perfect place to host holiday parties for family and friends, along with business meetings, weddings, and more. High Point Steakhouse in Ridgeway.
0-1, a sky-high pop-up. Olsen going back behind the plate and makes the catch. That was not easy for Olsen, but he's able to get it. And that ends the inning. But a walk, stolen base, error, and a wild pitch score another run, and after 3, St. Croix Falls 3, Dodgeville nothing on 97.7 Country WGLR.
In Game 7.
Hey students, start your financial journey the right way with People's State Bank. Get $100 for opening a People's checking account. This account includes free debit card, online and mobile banking, ATM fee rebates, and much more at no cost to you. Visit one of their branches to get your account set up and mention this ad to get this offer. The $100 bonus will be deposited into the account within 7 business days after the account has been active for 3 months. To be considered active, the account must have a minimum of 10 transactions that post and settle within the first 3 months of the account opening date. No minimum balance required to obtain bonus. People's State Bank. Member FDIC.
Milk has been building champions for centuries. Research shows that real milk builds pregame muscle, and low-fat chocolate milk restores postgame muscle for athletes like few other beverages. That's why the pros know they're gonna need milk to fuel their performance. Learn their inspiring stories at GonnaNeedMilk.com. GONNA needmilk.com. Brought to you by Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin.
In Game 7.
3 runs, 2 hits, no errors for St. Croix Falls. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 errors for Dodgeville. Dodgers have left 5 runners on. Saints have left 1 on. Nathan Johnson, who flied to center field, leads off for Dodgeville. And first pitch bounces up there for ball 1.
Anytime Roofing. Visit AnytimeRoofingWI.com to see how Anytime Roofing can help you with your next roofing or siding project.
Here's the 1-0. And that is a called strike, 1-1.
Golden Eagle Bar and Grill offers great food and a fun atmosphere in Barneville. Gather your family and friends and enjoy a great meal out at the Golden Eagle Bar and Grill in Barneville.
1-1 pitch, taking something off, and it floated up there. 2 balls and 1 strike.
The Melby Funeral Home and Crematory in Platteville offers a history of caring and understands that each family is unique and will honor personal requests and tradition. Matt and Laura Melby at the Melby Funeral Home and Crematory of Platteville.
Pitch is outside, and now it's 3 balls and a strike. And Richardson's pitch, swing and a miss by Johnson, 3-2.
Game also brought to you by Northland Buildings and by Russell offices in Platteville, Dodgeville, Cuba City, and Darlington.
Here is the pitch, a swing and a miss, and Johnson strikes out, 1 away in the top of the 4th. The wind, by the way, this morning, it was blowing from right to left. And you can see now with that line of rain that went through that it's now blowing from left to right.
And the wind feels a lot cooler now as well.
And the humidity that was a feature of the day has gone away for the most part. Hessling struck out back in the 2nd inning. So you listen for a baseball game and you get a weather report. First pitch outside, ball 1.
Queen Bee Radio Sports Chief Meteorologist Steve Prestegard.
Yeah, we were watching with great interest the radar earlier today.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out, let's see, this is delay stuff by how long? 1-0 pitch, fly ball to left, and having to go back on it. And making the catch, however, is Marks in left field, made a almost over-the-shoulder catch, 2 away.
I think Marks took a bad read on it initially that time, came forward, and then saw the ball was going over his head. But fortunately for him, he had the wheels to get out there and make the play, 2 away in the top of the 4th.
Stadola grounded to 3rd in the 2nd inning. 3-0 St. Croix Falls, 2 out in the top of the 4th. Time is called. We will have, of course, the McNett Electric halftime report following this half inning. And a swing and a miss. He kind of lunged at that pitch for strike 1.
West End Salvage of Lancaster. See Junkyard Joe Krantz and the West End Salvage team for recycling as well as construction and demolition waste too. West End Salvage of Lancaster.
That pitch is inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. Inside. And the count 2 balls and a strike. Here's the 2-1 down the first base line and over the screen, and I hope somebody was paying attention down there. May have ended up in the parking lot over there. And it's 2-2. Richardson back to work. 2-2 pitch inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Brian's Auto Body and Paint Specialist supports the Brian's, gets the job done right. For unexpected dings or major repair projects, head to Brian's Auto Body and Paint in Lancaster.
And the 3-2 popped up to right center field. 2 coming over, and the catch made by the center fielder, Hoff, to end the inning. 1-2-3 goes Dodgeville in the 4th. McNett Electric halftime report coming up. St. Croix Falls 3, Dodgeville nothing on 97.7 Country WGLR.
In Game 8.
With Upside, over 5 million people have earned more than $1 billion in cash back. The free app is helping everyday people earn on everyday buys, like gas, groceries, and meals out. Here are a few real reviews from real users.
I use Upside every time I fuel up, and often when I go out for lunch.
Smart, because those routine purchases add up fast. Just ask this person.
I've received almost $300 for doing what we all have to do anyway.
$300? That's extra cash back straight to your bank account. Then you can spend it how you want.
I just transferred money to my bank account, just in time to buy a nice lunch for my family.
Download the free Upside app to start earning on your routine gas, grocery, and restaurant purchases. Use promo code MINE to get a $5 bonus on your first purchase. That's promo code MINE to get an extra $5. Remember, promo code MINE.
Real testimonials, AI-generated voices. Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to Upside.com for terms and conditions.
In Game 8.
Time for the McNett Electric halftime report. For all your electrical needs, call McNett Electric in Belmont. 3-0, St. Croix Falls with a run in the first and the second and the third. And a fly ball to left center field. And crew ball Lockhart going after it. And that is out of the...
It's Elliot Hessling making the catch from left field.
I wasn't sure that nobody reacted exactly. So anyway, Olson is out, one away.
St. Croix Falls 3 runs on 2 hits, no errors. Dodgeville no runs on 5 hits with 2 errors to this point.
And a swing and a miss by Peterson, who singled and scored back in the second inning. That single was the pop-up that was lost in the lights, we think, by Caden Schneider at first base. That's not the last time that's happened in this game. Each team is swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Each team has had some adventures. It appears to have adventures with the lights. Here's the 0-2 from Johnson. That's just outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
CJ ATM Service, see Chuck Schneering for all of your business and large-scale event ATM needs. Find CJ ATM Service on Facebook to learn more. CJ ATM Service in Platteville.
Here's a fly ball to right center field. Crew ball Lockhart on the run. And he will not get it, and it goes to the wall, and that will be a double for Peterson. That is his second hit of the game, and he's at second base with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning.
In most high school ballparks, that ball's probably gone.
Well, so was the other one before
right,
that.
yeah.
Wilson flied to right back in the 1st inning. We were talking about this ballpark that was built in 1995, just west of what is now Interstate 41, and basically between there and the Fox River Mall area. Every time you come over here, there's new buildings over here. First pitch is low for ball 1. New buildings, new hotels, new restaurants. Restaurants replacing other restaurants.
But Highway 41 always under construction.
Yeah, that's
for eternity.
That's always been the case. That pitch is inside, and the count 2 balls and no strikes.
Breckler Insurance Group for all of your insurance needs. See Steve Lundeski at Breckler Insurance in Fenimore. Breckler Insurance serving Southwest Wisconsin for over 95 years.
Certainly a beautiful, a terrific facility, and a great place to have state baseball. 2-0 pitch, and that's low and outside. 3 balls and no strikes. Seeing that State started in Milwaukee, I'm a little curious as to where they played. I wonder if it was the minor league Milwaukee Brewers ballpark, Borchert Field. 3-0 is a called strike at the knees, 3-1. That was the field before, of course, Milwaukee County Stadium was built in anticipation of a team. 3-1. Another called strike, 3-2.
WCC Brands Custom Apparel in Kieler and at WCC-brands.com, and by Colakers Golf and Grill in Cuba City at ColakersGolfandGrill.com.
Here's the 3-2. And that's hit the left center field, and that will get down and be cut off. Running around third and scoring is Peterson, and it's a double for Wilson, and it's 4-0 St. Croix Falls.
Saints officially have scored in every inning.
And Wilson has his second RBI of the game. He had a sacrifice fly in the second inning. Peterson has scored 2 of the 4 runs today for the St. Croix Falls Saints, and now a mound conference between Johnson and Olson.
And while they talk it out, we'll tell you that our game is brought to you by Applied Micro, your computer networking specialist in Platteville, Dodgeville, and AppliedMicro.biz, and by Herms's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Herms's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main in Platteville. See Herms's for the perfect paint for your next project. Herms's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville.
Devin Richardson struck out looking back in the second inning. And Johnson spins at off of the mound to make sure Wilson stays at second. Now Wilson with a big lead, and the first pitch upstairs for ball one.
Being sponsored by Medical Associates Clinic, your trusted tri-state healthcare leader serving Cuba City, Lancaster, and Platteville communities.
1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Also brought to you by Randy's Service and Towing in Dodgeville and by Gorgon Funeral Services, caring for all families since 1916. Gorgon Funeral Services in Dodgeville and Mineral Point.
The 1-1 is in the dirt and blocked nicely by Olsen. 2 balls and a strike.
Rosemeyer Wealth Management will design a plan specific to your retirement goals. The experts at Rosemeyer Management will answer all of your questions, even if you don't know what questions to ask. Check out their website at rosemeyermg.com.
Grounded to the hole, it's short and past the shortstop Halverson and into left field, and that will score Wilson, and it's 5-0. As Richardson, the pitcher, helps his cause with an RBI single to the opposite or to left field.
Okay, that one bounced right in front of Halverson. I don't know what else he could have done differently to potentially make the play. And it looks like a potential pitching change here for the Dodgers.
You would not say that Johnson pitched badly. I mean, for one thing, a couple of errors by the Dodgers. And actually, this may not be... It doesn't actually look like a pitching change now. It just looks like a mound conference, and the home plate umpire, Paul Vandenhavel, says, come on, we got to get home.
On the game so far for Nathan Johnson, 3 1/3 innings pitch, has allowed 5 hits, 5 runs. 3 of those runs were earned. 3 walks, 2 strikeouts.
And 3 walks, of course, more than he usually pitches, and the strikeouts are not as many as he usually is able to throw. Carter Ridgway grounded to second back in the second inning. Runner first, 2 runs in, and a 5-0 lead, and the first pitch inside for ball one.
TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville beautify your home with decorative colored mulch. Give Ginger and the gang a call. TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville.
Next pitch is also inside, 2 balls and no strikes.
Krantz Auto Parts and Krantz Hardware do it best. See Rob Krantz and the crew for full service repair on cars and light trucks too. Krantz Auto Parts and Krantz Hardware do it best in Fenimore.
That pitch is downstairs, and it's 3 balls and no strikes.
Sloan Implement, your official John Deere dealer in Bloomington, Cuba City, Montfort, and at sloans.com. Also Lanark, Illinois.
Good one. 3 balls and no strikes. Yeah, that's a called strike, 3-1. I certainly saw a lot of Illinois the last couple of weeks covering Galena as they got to the super sectionals for the first time. And that's a strike, and it's 3-2, despite the fact that Ridgway bent down like he expected it to be outside. 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Runner is going now back to first and will be thrown out. Yes, at first base. A strike him out, throw him out, double play. Olsen threw to second. Richardson was halfway to second base, then turned around and came back too late. However, 2 runs score on 2 hits, and as it turns out, nobody left it after 4 in the Division III semifinal. 5-0 St. Croix Falls on 97.7 Country WGLR.
In Game 9.
Hi, this is Christine Rowley of Rowley Cheese, wishing all area athletes successful seasons. Cheese is a great source of protein for school lunches or a snack before the big game. Stop in and try some of our award-winning artisan cheeses like Dunbarton Blue, Red Rock, and Little Mountain. We have fresh cheese curds weekly and a wide variety of snacks and beverages, plus made-to-order cheese trays. Shop locally and taste the difference of handmade Wisconsin cheese at Raleigh Cheese House on the corner of Highways 11 and 23, Shellsburg.
This is Ben Baker, owner of Tri-State Roofing, LLC. Call us for free inspections on wind and hail damage. We do ag, home, and commercial metal applications. See our team for rubber membrane installation too. Tri-State Roofing offers several types of shingle applications, including impact-resistant shingles to guard against hail. All options are top-of-the-line products from reputable manufacturers and installed by our certified roof techs. Call Tri-State Roofing today.
In Game 9.
Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of WIAA State Baseball presented by Cuba City, Kieler, Darlington Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on 97.7 Country WGLR and on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, powered by H&M Plumbing, Heating, Electrical, and Lilly Center Monroe. 5-0 St. Croix Falls, and 2 strikes to Rickard, who singled back in the 3rd inning. Got all the way to 3rd, but not in. That was the inning that kind of, they had the bases loaded, but were not able to score, Dodgeville. And that pitch is outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Dodgeville's been able to get runners on, just unable to get them home.
They did have a 1-2-3 4th, but left 5 runners on in the first 3 innings. 1-2, and a check swing. Did he go around?
Yes, he did.
1 out.
Carver's Hardwood Flooring. For hardwood flooring, stair installation, or refinishing needs, call Ryan Carver, the only National Wood Flooring Association certified installer, sander, and finisher in the tri-state area. Carver's Hardwood Flooring in Benton.
Crew ball Lockhart flied to center in the 1st, flied to left in the 3rd. And the first pitch is low for ball 1.
House Electric, call Brad Adrian and Josh Busher. House Electric, Lancaster, and Fenimore.
Chop foul, headed toward the St. Croix Falls dugout, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
And by People's State Bank for personal, home, business, and ag loans, visit one of their area convenient locations or visit peoplesfinancial.com, member FDIC.
A ground ball foul to the third base, down the third base line, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, we were curious as to how long we were going to be here. This game has certainly sailed along, but that doesn't make Dodgeville fans very happy. 1-2 with 1 out. And that's chopped to the shortstop. And the throw to first is not in time. And it's an infield single, I believe, for Crew ball Lockhart.
Kind of curious if that's going to be a single or if they're going to rule a throwing error on Carter Ridgway at short.
Well, either way, Crew ball Lockhart is at first with 1 out. Halverson struck out in the 1st, reached on an infield single in the 3rd inning.
They do put an error on the scoreboard for St. Croix Falls.
See if Dodgeville can take advantage of this. They left a runner on in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, and bases loaded in the 3rd. First pitch popped up down the third base line, and that ball drops, and it's a fair ball. And the throw to second is not in time.
That is a huge, huge call by the umpire. And St. Croix Falls is going to contest this one.
The ball was popped behind third base, and the third baseman did not catch it. Third base umpire said, no, they changed their mind.
Yeah.
They called it a foul ball. The third base umpire and the home plate umpire got together and decided that it had, in fact, dropped foul. And so, after all, that is like the world's loudest foul strike. So back to first goes Crew ball Lockhart. That pitch fouled off straight back. And it's quickly 2 strikes.
Tonight's game brought to you by Pink's Automotive in Lancaster, Goodney's Garage in Platteville. They have the certified technicians, equipment, and experience to keep your vehicle in top running condition.
2 strikes with 1 out. Now throw back to first.
Wow, that was close.
Crew ball Lockhart was leaning the wrong way, but got back to first in time.
Gary's Pest Control in Dickieville. Gary's Pest Control salutes our local athletes. Gary's Pest Control with over 40 years of professional, friendly service.
And another throwback, and this time Crew Ball Lockard was not leaning the wrong way.
If you love hearing pickoff attempts, you can listen to them on SoundCloud, powered by Herbst Days Hardware and Home Center.
2-strike pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 out.
Yeah, download the SoundCloud app and search Queen Bee Radio Sports. Again, powered by Herbst Days Hardware and Home Center.
Schneider singled in the first and in the third, was tagged out on the bases in the third inning. 5-0, St. Croix Falls, 2 out in the top of the fifth. And a runner at first. And that's a chopper through the hole at second base and a base hit. And digging for 3, getting it is Crew Ball Locker. Now throw back to second, and they get the out at second. So Schneider gets a base hit, his third of the game, but he is thrown out, trying to stretch it into a double, and the inning is over. 1 hit and 1 error. And as it turned out, 1 left. And after 4.5, St. Croix Falls 5, Dodgeville nothing on 97.7 Country WGLR.
In game 10.
Tricor Insurance works with leading insurance carriers like Auto Owners Insurance to provide honest and reliable service when you need it most.
For one, I want them to know that they're not alone. They know that no matter what happens when it comes up, that they can count on us to assist them through that process, whatever it may be.
Tricor and Auto Owners Insurance for your home, auto, and more. Visit TricorInsurance.com to find an agent near you.
It's America's 250th birthday. What better way to celebrate than with fireworks from Joe Blow's Fireworks in Prairie du Chien, Reedstown, and Ferryville. To celebrate the best country in the world, Joe Blow's Fireworks is introducing case slot racing. Yep, buy by the case and get more boom for your buck. Get fireworks rewards, 1 point for every dollar spent in all 3 locations. Is there any other way to celebrate with friends and family for America's 250th than with fireworks from Joe Blow's Fireworks? We think not. With the best selection around, shop Joe Blow's Fireworks in Reedstown, Ferryville, and Prairie du Chien for all your 4th of July fireworks.
In game 10.
Bottom of the 5th inning, 5-0 St. Croix Falls in the Division III semifinal. Top of the order, Marks, Sladkey, and Hoff. And a bunt down the first baseline foul. Marks struck out in the first, walked and scored in the third. St. Croix Falls has scored in every inning, 1 run in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, and 2 in the fifth. And with the exception of the 4th inning, Dodgeville has left runners on base in every inning without scoring. 1-strike pitch. And that just misses, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Community First Bank for you in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank. CFBank.com. Member FDIC.
Sky-high pop-up. And almost having to call a fair catch. Rickard makes the catch, 1 away.
It's a home run if you're playing in a silo.
Yes, 1 away. Sladkey flied to center in the first, walked in the third, and was erased on a double play. Line drive double play. First pitch is ball 1. Beautiful night. Chilly compared, I guess, to this morning when it was very humid. And that pitch just misses. And it's 2 balls and no strikes.
Nathan Johnson's showing some frustration after that pitch.
Here's the 2-0. And the pitch upstairs, 3 balls and no strikes. I'm sure Johnson is not used to, well, he didn't lose a game this year, so to be down 5-0 is not a fun thing. And that's a called strike, 3-1.
And St. Croix Falls has been showing why they're one of the top power hitting teams in D3.
And there's ball 4. The thing is that they have not clobbered the ball today, but they've been doing the smart stuff. Taking advantage of walks, which is unusual, of course, for Nathan Johnson. And meanwhile, we might be having a pitching change here. The slow walk coming out from one of the Dodgeville assistant coaches.
Yeah, that appears to end the day for Nathan Johnson. His stat line, 4 1/3 innings pitched, allowed 5 hits, 5 runs, 2 of those runs earned, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts.
Pat Riley, meanwhile, talking to the home plate umpire for the change, and I believe we are going to see Caden Schneider. And Schneider, a left-hander. Well, he's had a great year pitching-wise, to say the least as well. 6-0, .75 earned run average, .83 OPS. Pitched in 14 games, 56 1/3 innings. He's given up 35 hits, 13 runs, 6 earned. He's walked 12 and struck out 82. The problem has not been, I mean, he's given up the 5 runs, obviously, but his defense hasn't helped him in Nathan Johnson's case, but it feels like it's really been more the bats that have not, that they've had guys on and left them on. But there are still 2 innings left.
Dodgeville has more hits than St. Croix Falls, so, I mean, by all accounts, if you're looking at the hitting, yeah, it's a fairly even game, but St. Croix Falls has been able to get runs across. Dodgeville hasn't.
Hoff walked and scored in the first and popped a short in the third.
Our game sponsored by Claire Bank with very convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin. And if you need a dumpster for your next cleanup or construction project, Quality Dumpster Services offers reliable delivery, prompt pickup, and affordable rates. For jobs big or small, call Quality Dumpster Services in Dodgeville today.
Here is Schneider's first pitch, and it's outside. And the ball gets away from Olsen, and that will send Sladkey to second base. Would that be a wild pitch or pass ball?
Scoreboard says it's a wild pitch.
I thought it hit Olsen's glove, but that doesn't, of course, could have hit like the edge of it.
Or could have hit the dirt first before it touched his glove.
That also. 1-0 pitch outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Schneider's a junior, so he'll be back next year. And meanwhile, the 2-0, that's low and outside. 3 balls and no strikes.
Southwest Health has over 24 specialty services and more than 50 specialists who can have specialized care without traveling far from home. Learn more about their specialty services at southwesthealth.org.
And an intentional walk, it looks like. So Hoff goes to first. And Allrum, RBI double in the first and pop to the catcher foul in the third inning.
Game brought to you by Laley Center Monroe. Call your local dairy automation specialist Jordan Wilson at Laley Center Monroe.
First pitch is low and inside for ball 1. Dodgeville came up this morning. They had a send-off this morning. I believe that was at Centennial Park. Kind of no reason to just sit up here and like hang around for like hours when you with the weather situation. That pitch is outside, 2 balls and no strikes. It was funny when I was talking to Pat for the Raleigh Cheese pregame show. We actually were talking about newspaper stuff. That's the sort of thing that ink-stained wretches do. Here's the 2-0. Yeah, that's inside, 3 balls and no strikes.
Had I known that we were going to be here as long as we were, we should have done food reviews of all the stuff that we had here at the ballpark today. There's a lot of great food here at the concession stands.
Well, let's see. I had a brat and a burger, a cheeseburger. That's called strike, 3-1. And what was it you had for lunch?
It was a teriyaki chicken sandwich.
Which took forever to make, right?
Yeah, it was made to order, but it was a big sandwich.
But you thought that was good?
Yes, it was amazing. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10.
3-1.
Would eat again.
Here's the 3-1 pitch. And that's a strike, 3-2. 2 runners aboard. 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning, a 5-0 St. Croix Falls lead. And here's the pitch, and that is down the left field line, but foul. And so it's 3-2. I think probably the best meal I had today was breakfast at the hotel.
Yeah.
You know, with one of those waffles that you are required to make, and scrambled eggs, and bacon, and sausage, and oatmeal.
Some Greek yogurt to go along with it.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah. And a couple of cups of coffee. 3-2 with 1 out, and that's ball 4, and the bases are loaded.
David A. Meister, CPA in Darlington, wishes all area student athletes good luck and would like to thank their parents for their tireless efforts to make these games happen. David A. Meister, CPA in Darlington, will take care of your books so you can get back to running your business profitably.
Kyle Olson flied to center in the 1st and flied to left in the 4th. You know, breakfast is your most important meal of the day.
So I've heard.
And the first pitch outside for ball 1. Well, it's like 3 out of 4 days that I was at the Lafayette County Dairy Breakfast on Saturday and the Grant County Dairy Breakfast on Sunday, and then this today. That pitch is downstairs, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Probably back to normal tomorrow morning. 2-0. Swing and a miss, 2-1.
Yeah, the state messed up my daily diet of Quick Trip donuts on the way into work.
Breakfast of champions, huh? Here's the 2-1, fouled off. Back behind the plate, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
If it's not that, it's the strawberry Uncrustables or a burger from Quick Trip.
2-2 is low, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, I've always been a breakfast guy, so. Are you going to try the Quick Trip Dunkers with the Mountain Dew thing going?
I feel like I have to.
3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, and 2 out.
I feel like I'm morally obligated to as frequently as I go to Quick Trip.
Peterson has scored twice, base hit in the 2nd, double in the 4th inning. And if Dodgeville is going to come back, the first thing they have to do is get out of this inning without giving up more runs. Swing and a miss. They have bases loaded, Sladkey at 3rd, Hoff at 2nd, Allrum at 1st. And the 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, 2 strikes.
Very defensive swing there.
Yeah, well, I'm sort of on the things you like, you can't necessarily eat in some cases diet. And the pitch outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes, i.e. donuts. Or I might like them, but they don't like me anymore. Here's the 1-2. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Did he go? No, he didn't.
First base umpire said no, so it's 2-2.
Now, the question about the Mountain Dew dunkers, do you dunk them in coffee or do you dunk them in Mountain Dew?
Ugh. I don't want to even think about that. Here's the 2-2. And called strike 3 at the knees. So Dodgeville wriggles out of a bases loaded situation and doesn't give up a run. We go to the 6th, St. Croix Falls 5, Dodgeville nothing on 97.7 Country WGLR.
In Game 11.
When it comes to your health, having the right team matters. At Medical Associates, more than 200 providers across 30 specialties work together in one connected system, making it easier for you to get the care you need. From preventative visits to specialized treatment, our team is here to guide and support you. With deep roots in the tri-state community, we're proud to be a trusted partner in your health. Medical Associates. Learn more at mahealthcare.com or call 563-584-4570.
Dad deserves more than a tie. Get him the good stuff at Gasser Hardware and Farm Supplies Father's Day sale going on now. Save 25% on all Weber grilling accessories. Plus, score great deals on steel trimmers, chainsaws, and blowers, along with Troy-built mowers and trimmers. Also, take 25% off all trees and shrubs. Hurry, these Father's Day savings won't last. Happy Father's Day from Gasser Hardware and Farm Supply in Lancaster, Boscobel, Hazel Green, Broadhead, Galena, and Macokota for the job you do.
In Game 11.
Top of the 6th inning, St. Croix Falls 5 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. Dodgeville, no runs, 6 hits, 3 errors. And the Dodgers, the big problem, they've left 6 runners on base. Jack Graber leads off, however, with a base hit up the middle. So Graber's first hit after he popped to third in the first and struck out in the third.
Dodgeville now with 7 hits on the game, but no runs coming across.
Gentry Olson has one of those hits. That was back in the 2nd inning, and then hit into a fielder's choice to end the third. Dodgeville's only had 1-1-2-3 inning in this game and a throwback to first. And Graber back in time.
Graney Electric and Platteville, specializing in residential, agricultural, and commercial wiring. For new construction, repairs, or maintenance, you can count on Graney Electric to make your electrical concerns go away.
Pitches outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the 0-1. That pitch is a called strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, one thing about breakfast in this area, a hotel, I'm not sure what it's called anymore, but it's in downtown Appleton. It was called the Paper Valley Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Radisson, and that's off the pitcher to shortstop and then dropped, and everybody's going to be safe. So Graber gets to second, and that, I think, is a base hit, except that it was off of the pitcher, Richardson, and then dropped by the shortstop, Ridgway.
I think Ridgway took it on a pop off his chest.
So 2 aboard and nobody out in the top of the 6th.
They do put an error on the scoreboard, so that's the 2nd error against St. Croix Falls in the game.
That's kind of a rough error. And that makes it a fielder's choice for Olson. Now Johnson, who flied to center in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th inning. And that pitch is outside, ball 1.
Grant Regional Health Center's ortho team, Dr. Brad Binsfeld and Nate Stocco, PAC, provide exceptional care for sports-related injuries. Grant Regional Health Center, better health starts here.
Diving back into second is Graber after Richardson stepped off the rubber and whirled as though he was going to throw to second. Had he done that, there would have been nobody catch it. Meanwhile, that pitch is outside, and the count 2 balls and no strikes.
Burnham Lumber and Rui. See Burnham Lumber for all of your agricultural, commercial, and residential projects. Burnham Lumber and Rui.
2-0 pitch. That misses, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. 1 pitch away from loading the bases. Here's the 3-0, and that's a called strike, 3-1. Three-one pitch, and that misses, and the bases are loaded. Graber goes to third. Olson, or actually I think that's Staver, at second. Johnson at first. Andrew Hessling struck out in the 2nd, flied to right in the 4th. 5-0 St. Croix falls at the top of the 6th inning, but bases loaded and nobody out, and a base hit could make this a more interesting game.
Dodgeville looking to come through and get our first run across, brought to you by Garthwaite Homes.
Kessling stands straight up at the plate, and the ball gets away, and that's going to score a run. As coming in to score is Graber, and Dodgeville is finally on the board on a wild pitch. And it's 5-1, and everybody moves up. Olsen to, Staver to third, Johnson to second, and still nobody out.
Getting that run brought to you by Garthwaite Homes.
And they'd be very happy to sponsor some more runs here, wouldn't they? Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that ball gets away, but not far enough as Allrum, it got off of the home plate circle, but not far enough for Olsen to think seriously about going home.
You know what time I think it is now, Steve?
Oh, you think so?
I think so.
The 1-1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I'm not sure if I have the time to do this, but well, hang on. I'll tell you what. After this at bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. That is outside corner, strike 3. 2 away.
Yeah, Gentry Olsen had about a 3-step leadoff on third base and nearly started sprinting down the third base line to go home. But the strikeout puts him back.
Stradola grounded to third in the 2nd and fly to center in the 4th inning. And I cannot believe I'm doing this, but I am. Here's the first pitch. It's outside for ball 1. I'm not even sure I can get it off. Here is the 1-0, and that's a called strike, 1-1. All right, there you go.
All right, the leg is off.
Here's the 1-1, and a base hit to left center field. 1 run comes in. Here's the throw home. Another run comes in, and that ball gets away, and a runner gets to second base. A 2-run single, I believe that's how it will be scored. Olsen scores, and Johnson scores, and Stadola's at second, and it's 5-3. And those 2 runs were brought to you by
Garthwaite Homes.
And
I can't believe we're doing this, but but ladies and gentlemen, Steve Pressegard has taken his prosthetic leg off, and it is now officially #rallyleg time.
Well, there's a first in the entire history of Queen Bee Radio. An announcer has never taken a leg off during a state tournament game.
Well, you did take it off on your drive back from Illinois when Dodgeville was still playing, and you said the leg is off, score runs, and what happens? Dodgeville ends up winning the sectional.
Stadola at second. Here's Rickard, who singled into third and then struck out in the 5th. This thing is taking a life of its own now. And that pitch popped up and on the left side of the infield, and that will be dropped! Dropped by the catcher, and everybody's safe. The catcher, Allrum, was not able to catch it right by the pitcher's mound, so Rickard aboard at first, Stadola still at second. And only 1 out. And it's 5-3. And now crew ball Lockard. And the first pitch misses ball 1. So 3 runs have scored. Runners at first and second, 1 out in the top of the 6th. Which means the tying runs are at first and second. That pitch is hit to left center field and may drop, and then it is caught, and a throw back to second gets away and goes all the way past first base. It's a fly out for Crew Ball Lockard, 2 away. Nobody able to advance, and now here's Halverson with 2 out. He's 1 for 3, struck out in the first and fifth, singled an infield single in the third. Now, if I was serious about this, I would actually pick this up and put it on the counter. But do you think that's a good idea, or?
Well, if Dodgeville wins the game, that leg has to go in the trophy case.
That's the only leg I have. There. Get a picture of that and post it on Facebook. 5-3. 3 runs have scored finally for Dodgeville, and now time is called. Pat Riley came out for something and now comes back. So Halverson is the go-ahead run at the plate with 2 out.
Yeah, I'm not going to read the text message that my wife sent me about rally leg.
There's the first pitch. That's outside, ball 1. But part of the problem was that I'm sitting in this really high chair here, and so the foot had to drop to the floor. And that's fouled off at the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Your prosthetic leg can't touch the ground?
Well, now I'm like floating in the air or something like that. So I'm up so high with this thing and just 1 leg now. And that pitch is... there have to be people who are like, what in the world is going on? 2 balls and a strike, 2 out. First and second. At the top of the 6th. And a whirl and a throw back to second. And getting back in time is Stadola. I want to see this submitted for a Wisconsin Broadcasters Association award.
State Baseball After Dark on 97.7 Country.
Here's the 2-1. That's outside, 3-1. Yeah, we've set all sorts of milestones tonight.
It has been a long day.
Here's the 3-1. And that's fly down the third base line, and it is dropped! And a run is going to score! And it's 5-4. Halverson will get, I think, a base hit. Stadola scores. And Rickard to second. And once again, I think the lights did it. Mound Conference. Kaden Schneider, who is now the pitcher, is coming up, and he's 3 for 3 today. Oh, that's yours. Okay.
Yeah.
I just had a text. This is baseball superstition at its finest. Yeah, that
yes.
really is the case.
I'm not saying that we're superstitious, but we are at least a little stitious.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And a pitching change now for St. Croix Falls. Schneider's going to be the 9th batter in this inning, and he's a side armor. Who is this? I cannot determine that. No announcement yet.
While they sort that out, we'll tell you that our game is brought to you by Community First Bank. For in the communities where you live, work, and play, experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank. CFBank.com, member FDIC. And if you need a dumpster for your next cleanup or construction project, Quality Dumpster Services offers reliable delivery, prompt pickup, and affordable rates for jobs big or small. Call Quality Dumpster Services in Dodgeville today.
Elliott Wilson is now at the mound. 4-1, 107 earned run average, 126 whip. 5 games, 32 and 2/3 innings. He's given up 37 hits, 19 runs, 5 earned, walked 4, struck out 11, and he is a side armor, it looks like. And Caden Schneider, the 9th man to bat in this inning.
4 runs, 2 hits, 4 errors, 2 on base for Dodgeville.
Rickard, the tying run at second. Halverson, the go-ahead run at first in the top of the 6th inning, 5-4, St. Croix Falls. Here's Wilson's first pitch. And that's inside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And a ground ball, base hit right field. Around third, and the game is tied. Rickard scores. Halverson to third. And now what? The throw of the plate, and it's an appeal play, and the umpire says safe. So Schneider with a base hit, and 1 run comes in. He is 4 for 5, 4 for 4, and the game is tied. 5 runs in this top of the 6th inning.
That makes it 5 runs on 3 hits, 4 errors on St. Croix Falls. And again, runners at the corners for Dodgeville in a tied game in the top of the 6th.
All of the runs in this inning. Wow.
Rally leg is a thing, guys. It really is.
Graber started all of this with a base hit earlier in this inning. And the first pitch is inside for ball 1. That was, of course, off the starting pitcher, Richardson. And the 1-0 pitch. And a base to right field and drops for a hit! And Dodgeville takes the lead! A base hit to right field for Graber, his 2nd of the game. Halverson scores. It's 6-5 Dodgeville. And Schneider to third. Correction, that was Schneider, now Graber. Try that again. Olsen, that was right the first time. That pitch is outside for ball 1. Olsen started this inning, reached on a fielder's choice and scored the 2nd run of this inning. And there goes Graber to 2nd, and there will not be a throw, so a free stolen base for Graber. And now Olsen a chance to drive 2 runs in here with 2 out. And the pitch a called strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch is outside. 2 balls and a strike. I have a prosthetist appointment in about 3 weeks, and he's not going to believe this when I tell him this. 2-1. Chop foul into the front of the St. Croix Falls dugout, and it's 2-2 with 2 out, and runners at 2nd and 3rd. And the pitch. That's inside, and did it hit him? What happened? He thought it was ball 4, but the count was 2-2. Or was it? He goes to first.
And the Dodgers have the bases loaded.
Johnson, earlier in this inning, walked and scored. Before that, flied to center in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th. 6 runs in this top of the 6th inning, and suddenly all of those base runners that Dodgeville left on without scoring, suddenly you can't quite remember that anymore. Here's the first pitch. Yeah, that's a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Next pitch fouled off the backstop, and it's 1-1. I'm not taking any credit for this, but this literally could be like a legendary moment in the history of Southwest Wisconsin baseball. 1-1 pitch, pop foul over the screen, and it's 1-2.
Dare I say this would be one of the most monumental things heard on FM radio.
1-2 with 2 out. Outside, 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch with bases loaded, and that's chopped up the middle and grabbed by the shortstop, who steps on second to end the inning. But Dodgeville scores 6 runs and takes a 6-5 lead into the bottom of the 6th inning, and we'll be back after this on 97.7 Country WGLR.
In Game 12.
Trade out and trade up with the Gia Milking Performance promotion at Fuller's Milker Center. For a limited time, trade out your old milking units and liners and immediately benefit by trading up to a better milking performance at substantial savings. Choose from the Gia IQ milking unit or the classic 300E milking unit, both available with a GQ liner package. Plus, save if you need to swap Jetter cups too. Contact Fuller's Milker Center, LLC, your Gia dealer in Lancaster and Richland Center to find out how you can save big trading out and trading up on new Gia milking equipment technology.
Speeding and reckless driving are leading causes of injuries and deaths on Wisconsin roadways. Whether you're an athlete or a spectator, control your drive on our streets, county roads, and highways to keep all travelers safe. Don't speed. Don't be reckless. Zero in Wisconsin. Together, we can save lives. This message from the Queen Bee Radio family of stations and the WIAA.
In Game 12.
In that top of the 6th inning, 6 runs on 4 hits and 4 errors. And suddenly, Dodgeville, which was down 5-0 going into the top of the 6th, leads 6-5, and Caden Schneider, in relief of Nathan Johnson, if he can get through the last 2 innings, could win this game and send Dodgeville to the state championship game against Cedar Grove, Belgium, Thursday afternoon. 7, 8, 9 batters in the bottom of the 6th, Wilson, Richardson, and Ridgway. Wilson today flied to right in the 2nd and doubled and scored in the 4th inning. A 2-run double in the 4th inning. And the first pitch inside for ball 1. Next pitch from Schneider, called strike, 1-1. One of the things, of course, is when you switch from a righty to a lefty with a different kind of delivery, that really has to mess up the hitters, you would think. 1-1. That's a called strike, 1-2. The other thing is, I wonder if anybody from St. Croix Falls looked back at the press box and wonders what in the world is sticking through the window. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. The ball... No, correction, it's a foul ball. The throw goes to first. Actually, no, that is an out.
Strike, yeah.
Yep. So a strikeout and a 2-3 ground out, or put out, 1 away. Well, I don't know how many people from Dodgeville are staying up here tonight and how many are going back. Probably mostly them because of the fact that if Dodgeville wins, they'd be playing on Thursday. But that'll be a much happier drive back if they're able to get the last 5 outs here. Richardson struck out looking in the 2nd and grounded out in the 4th inning. And it's 1 ball, no strikes. And that's a called strike, 1-1. Here's the 1-1. That is outside, 2 balls and a strike. Two-one pitch. That is low and inside, 3 balls and a strike. And then the ball is rejected. Actually, interesting fact that St. Croix Falls has not had a 1-2-3 inning in this entire game to this point. Here's Snyder's 3-1. Outside ball 4, and they still haven't. You know, you kind of feel like, well, it's probably too early to say this, but that 5th inning where they loaded the bases but didn't get anybody in may have been a turning point in this game. Maybe even a Tricor turning point. Ridgway grounded to second in the 2nd and struck out in the 4th and takes strike 1. Richardson started as the pitcher. And now's the runner at first. And that ball gets away from Olsen. And getting to second is Richardson. And now suddenly the tying run is at second base with 1 out. And meanwhile, the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. And here's the pitch. And that's low and inside, 2 balls and a strike. So the double play not in order now with a runner at second. And here's the 2-1. And that is hit and gets through to left field for a base hit. And the runner at second. I'm sorry, that ball was caught by the shortstop. And 2 away. I thought it went past him, but actually not. And so 2 outs and a runner at second, the tying run. Richardson back to the top of the order, and Marks, who struck out in the 1st, walked and scored in the 3rd, popped to second in the 5th. I guess I lost another one in the lights there. And that is a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the 1-0. And that drops in for a strike, 1-1. I guess I could argue that my view was obscured by my leg, but I won't say that.
Credit to you for not saying it.
1-1 with 2 out. Tying run at second. And that's a ball just outside. And it's 2-1. 6-5, Dodgeville. 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. And the pitch is low, 3-1. Well, that's a first.
So for those watching on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, because the WIAA does not allow us to video stream the games, we wanted to let people see what exactly Rally Leg is all about.
3-1 and a swing and a miss, 3-2.
So if you look in the lower right corner of where the stats are, Dodgeville has taken the lead, scoring 6 runs in the top of the 6th inning since Steve took his leg off.
Here's the 3-2 with 2 out. Swing and a miss! And the inning is over. 1 walk, 1 left after 6 in the Division III semifinal. Dodgeville 6, St. Croix Falls 5 on 97.7 Country WGLR.
In Game 13.
With Upside, over 5 million people have earned more than $1 billion in cash back. The free app is helping everyday people earn on everyday buys, like gas, groceries, and meals out. Here are a few real reviews from real users.
I use Upside every time I fuel up, and often when I go out for lunch.
Smart, because those routine purchases add up fast. Just ask this person.
I've received almost $300 for doing what we all have to do anyway.
$300? That's extra cash back straight to your bank account. Then you can spend it how you want.
I just transferred money to my bank account, just in time to buy a nice lunch for my family.
Download the free Upside app to start earning on your routine gas, grocery, and restaurant purchases. Use promo code MINE to get a $5 bonus on your first purchase. That's promo code MINE to get an extra $5. Remember, promo code MINE.
Real testimonials, AI-generated voices. Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions. In Game 13.
Top of the 7th inning, 6-5. Dodgeville in front. All 6 of their runs came in the top of the 6th inning. Thanks to 4 hits and 4 St. Croix Falls errors, which gives them now 5 for the game. And certainly the Dodgers are going to look for some insurance. Johnson, Andrew Hessling, and Stadola in the top of the 7th inning. In the bottom of the 7th inning, the 2, 3, 4 batters are due up, and those guys can hit. Sladke, Hoff, and Allrum for St. Croix Falls. So some insurance would be nice here for the Dodgers. First pitch is outside for ball 1 to Hessling. Hessling struck out in the second inning. Flied to left in the 4th and struck out looking in the 6th. That pitch is outside. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Claire Bank with 3 convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin.
Swing and a miss, 2-2. Wilson on the mound. He started at third base, came in to relieve, and has not gotten the job done. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Hessling is out, 1 away. Stadola grounded to third in the 2nd, flied to center in the 4th inning, and then singled and scored in the 6th inning, part of that 6-run 6th inning. Swings and misses at the first pitch. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Pop foul, and good thing that the screen is there. Quickly 2 strikes. Here's the 0-2. Popped up, and they might have trouble with this, and it drops for a hit. And, you know, I have absolutely got to believe that the lights are bedeviling the outfielders in this ball game. Stadola at first with 1 out.
Yeah, everything popping up sky high. It's been a tough read, especially for the St. Croix Falls players.
Rickard singled in the 3rd, struck out in the 5th. RBI single and scored in the 6th inning. He had the tying run, in fact, in the 6th inning. And there's a called strike, and the count 1-1. You would love to get Stadola home. And here's a fly ball to center field, and that is going to drop for a base hit. Stadola to second. And so Rickard with his 2nd hit of the day. And back to the top of the order in crew ball Lockard. Flied to center in the 1st, flied to left in the 3rd, reached on an error in the 5th, flied to center in the 6th. And his first pitch is a called strike. Here's the 0-1. Down the right field line, foul and over the screen. And I do hope somebody in the picnic area over there was paying attention. 2 strikes to crew ball Locker. That's outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And quickly the 1-2. That is low, 2-2.
Nearly chin music there.
Here is the 2-2 from Wilson. And that is called strike 3. And 2 out. Now Halverson struck out in the 1st. Infield single in the 3rd, struck out in the 5th. And singled and scored the go-ahead run in the top of the 6th inning. And he takes a called strike. The 0-1. Chopper to short. And drop by the shortstop, and everybody's safe. Throw to third, and now they have the runner hung up, and the throw to the plate, and there's the tag. And Stodola is thrown out. That would be, I think, an error on the shortstop. But then Stodola thrown out, and I can't guess what 5-2, something like that?
Yeah.
So we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Dodgeville 6, St. Croix Falls 5 on 97.7 Country WGLR.
In game 14.
Are high bank fees draining your wallet? It's time for a change.
At People's State Bank, they believe in low fees that put you first.
Tired of being charged for using your debit card, sneaky paper statement fees, or monthly maintenance fees?
With People's State Bank's People's Checking Account, those fees are a thing of the past.
Worried about ATM fees?
At People's State Bank, they reimburse you for up to 3 ATM fees per month. They work hard to keep your money where it belongs, in your pocket.
Make the switch to People's State Bank today. Visit a branch near you or peoplesfinancial.com. Member FDIC.
Contact Russell Law Offices for local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Russell Law Offices in Platteville, Dodgeville, Cuba City, and Darlington.
Streaming on this Queen Bee radio station is powered by Cunis, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram of Platteville. The Cunis Service Department cares for all makes and models. Open Monday through Saturday with shuttles and loaner vehicles available too. Head to Cunis in Platteville.
In game 14.
Bottom of the 7th inning, 6-5 Dodgeville. 3 outs away from going to the state championship game. Dodgeville has never won a state game. They've lost in the first round of the 3 state games they played, or state tournaments they played. Brett Sladke takes outside ball 1, 1949, 62, and 63. Sladke, meanwhile, fly to center in the first, walked in the third and the 5th. Swing and a miss. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, we know we're coming back Thursday for the Division 4 championship. Potosi, Cassville, and Marshfield Columbus Catholic. And that's a called strike on the outside corner. And it's 1-2. Will we be back for 2? That answer will come in the next few minutes. Schneider ready. And the 1-2. Outside, way outside, 2-2. Snyder gets his sign from Olson. And the 2-2 pitch. Inside and low, 3-2. That nearly hit Sladke. Again, St. Croix Falls has had runners on in every inning in this game. Here's the 3-2. And that is strike. Wow! Whoa, Sladke thought that was ball 4. Bent like a banana to take the pitch and is not happy as he goes back to the St. Croix Falls dugout.
I think he left his jaw back in home plate.
Now Hoff walked in the first, popped a short in the third, and intentionally walked in the 5th. And a called strike. Dodgeville 2 outs away from playing Cedar Grove, Belgium for the state championship Thursday. That pitch is low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. A check swing, and that cost him or not? No, 2-1. Yes, it did, 1-2. One and two with 1 out. Schneider gets the sign from Olsen, delivers the 1-2, and that is outside, 2-2. Dodgeville fans wanted that to be strike 3, but it was a little bit outside. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss! 2 out. Allrum doubled in the first, popped to the catcher in the third, and walked in the fifth. 2 outs, bottom of the seventh, 6-5 Dodgeville. And now nobody cares that it's after 10:30. And we're between 2.5 and 3 hours away from where we live. First pitch. Check swing, strike. 0-1. Schneider gets the sign and delivers the 0-1, and that's low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. St. Croix Falls with a run in the first and second and third and 2 in the fourth, but Dodgeville with 6 in the sixth. Schneider now wants a different baseball, and so he throws it to Olsen, who gives it to the home plate umpire, who gives Olsen a new baseball, and he throws it back to Schneider. 1-1 with 2 out. And here's the pitch. Low, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Two and 1 with 2 out. Schneider's pitch, and that's a called strike. 2-2. And St. Croix Falls is down to its last strike of the season. The number 1 seed, 1 loss. 2-2, 2 out. And Schneider's pitch. Pop foul, third base side and into the seats. Graber raced over, but he would have had to have been sitting in the seats to catch that. And we'll do another 2-2 pitch. 6-5, Dodgeville. 2 out, bottom of the seventh. Allrum steps in. Schneider gets the sign. He's ready. And the 2-2 pitch. Lined fair down the third baseline, a base hit. Allrum will stop at first. And again, St. Croix Falls has had a base runner on in every inning in this game. Now, Olsen, it's Kyle Olsen, fly to center in the first, fly to left in the fourth, struck out in the fifth. Tying run at first. With 2 out in the bottom of the seventh, Schneider's first pitch, and that is popped back to Schneider, and the throw to first, and Dodgeville wins! And we'll see you Thursday afternoon! Dodgeville congratulating everybody between home plate and the first base line. A couple of players hugging Pat Riley. And the Dodgeville Dodgers, who were down 5-0 after 5 innings, they get 6 runs in the top of the 6th, win the game 6-5, and it will be Dodgeville and Cedar Grove, Belgium, for the State Division III Championship Thursday around noon, after Potosi Cassville and Marshfield Columbus Catholic for the Division IV title Thursday morning. And the Dodgers run to their fans behind home plate. What an unbelievable comeback by the Dodgers. Now, I don't know, Tyler, but I think we may have just seen the greatest moment in Dodgeville baseball history.
I don't think there's any doubt that we just saw that. And I am not believing what we saw in the top of the 6th inning. Just everything coming to life. And, I don't know if it was the lights. I don't know if maybe the outfield was a little slippery with the rain and stuff that we had today. But everything was going right for St. Croix Falls. And then everything started going Dodgeville's way. The Tricorps turning point coming in the 6th inning with 6 runs coming across, in part because of 4 errors being committed by the St. Croix Falls Saints.
4 hits and 4 errors lead to 6 runs. Dodgeville beats St. Croix Falls 6-5. They will play Cedar Grove, Belgium for the Division III championship Thursday, right after the Division IV championship, Potosi and Marshfield Columbus Catholic. That will be on X1071. This game will be on 97.7 Country WGLR unless somebody changes their mind. We'll let you know all that. And we'll tell you about all of this on the Tri-State Roofing LLC postgame show after these messages on 97.7 Country WGLR.
Post-match 1.
It's time for the Tri-State Roofing postgame show. This is Ben Baker, owner of Tri-State Roofing LLC. Call us for free inspections on wind and hail damage. We do ag, home, and commercial metal applications. See our team for rubber membrane installation too. Tri-State Roofing offers several types of shingle applications, including impact-resistant shingles to guard against hail. All options are top-of-the-line products from reputable manufacturers and installed by our certified roof techs. Call Tri-State Roofing today.
There's a moment when someone needs help and everything else fades away. As an EMT, you step into that moment with training, confidence, and purpose, knowing your skills can change the outcome. This fall, Southwest Tech is offering EMT 1, EMT 2, and AEMT training in locations throughout Southwest Wisconsin, including Cobb, Dickeyville, Lone Rock, Lancaster, Dodgeville, and Fenimore. Courses begin in August with flexible virtual learning and hands-on evening training designed to support local EMS volunteers and future healthcare professionals. Visit swtc.edu/EMT.
Save big money on your next project now at Menards. For softer skin and cleaner clothes, shop our great selection of water softeners. They eliminate hard water stains and scale buildup throughout your home. Plus, Morton's look-ahead technology learns and predicts your water needs, saving you money. Save big on Morton water softeners, and don't forget to check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Post-match 1.
Great Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of WIAA State Baseball presented by Cuba City, Kieler, Darlington Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on 97.7 Country WGLR and on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Powered by H&M Plumbing, Heating, Electrical in Lely Center, Monroe. Dodgeville was down 5-0 after 5 innings to St. Croix Falls. They score 6 runs in the top of the 6th and hold on and beat St. Croix Falls 6-5. Dodgeville, oh, that's the wrong game. Dodgeville 6 runs. Well,
yeah, why did they put the Cedar Grove Belgium marathon game back?
I got it here, I think. 6 runs, 12 hits, 3 errors for Dodgeville. 5 runs, 6 hits, and 6 errors. 4 of them were in that fifth inning for the St. Croix Falls Saints. The Saints left 6 runners on base. They did not have a 1-2-3 inning in the entire ball game, and Dodgeville left 11 runners on base. Not perhaps a Rembrandt, but who cares, right?
Any way you can get it.
In that top of the 6th inning, I guess I should actually find that. It all started with a single by Jack Graber And then Olson reached on a fielder's choice. Graber was actually got on an error. Remember, that was where the shortstop was unable to field the ball, trying to get Stodola out get Graber out at second. And then Johnson walked to load the bases, and then Hessling struck out looking, but then Stodola with a base hit, and that tied. I think that drove in 2 to make it 5-3. Rickard with a base hit. Stodola scored to make it 5-4, and then Crewball Lockard flied out to center, but Halverson with a base hit, that tied the game. Schneider with a base hit, and I believe that gave them the lead, and then they had a couple more hits after that. Graber for the second time, I think actually that one ended up giving them the lead, and then a walk to Olson, although he was thrown out at second base to end the inning. So what was not working for Dodgeville for the first 5 innings all of a sudden came together in the 6th.
What an unreal 6th inning that was. I can't explain what it was that we saw. It was, all these, fly balls hit up straight into the sky, and we were mentioning, the lights probably being a big factor, with the errors that St. Croix Falls had. But if rally leg wasn't a thing before, it certainly is now. Because the Tricor turning point, coincidentally or not, happened when you took your leg off.
In the middle of an at-bat. Which is not easy, I have to tell you.
2 runs came in right after you took the leg off. And look, I don't know what's going to happen, but the 30 for 30 documentary on rally leg and the story of the Dodgeville Dodgers is it's got to win a WBA award or something. Because I don't know how else to explain what it was we saw here tonight.
Let's get what we have to get done here before they throw us out. First, the MVP. I got to read that. The Hermson's Ace Hardware MVP. Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington, and Hermson's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main in Platteville. Hermson's will be the MVP for the next project in your home. Go to Hermson's in Bloomington and Platteville. Well, I think there's probably 2 reasons that Caden Schneider should be the MVP, would be my thought.
No doubt about it.
He, first off, was 4 for 4 with an RBI, and now I have once again lost my box here, but he was 4 for 4 with the RBI. And in addition to that, of course, there we go, he ended up getting the win in relief of Nathan Johnson. And so Schneider is our MVP, gets the win, which makes him, I believe, 7-0 this season. And let me see if I can get the box back here. And the answer is no, I can't. So we have to kind of use our limited brain cells and figure out
what's left of them.
West End Salvage scrapper of the game, the player whose hustle and scrappiness stood out and trying to lay the opponent to waste, presented by West End Salvage in Lancaster.
Man, oh man.
I actually think Graber, 2 for 4, and I believe he drove in the winning run, scored a run. Actually, there could be a couple of guys, but I feel like Graber had a good game today.
Yeah, I think his at bats were definitely key, and definitely kept the Dodgers in the game. And when you drive in the go ahead run in a clutch situation, that certainly seems scrapper of the game worthy.
And our Tricor Turning Point, brought to you by Tricor Insurance. Insurance plans built for you, your family, your business. Contact Tricor Insurance today. Well, this isn't hard. 6 runs in 1 inning in the top of the 6th inning. However, that was compelled. But 4 runs and 4 errors. I mean, St. Croix Falls played a good game up until that point, and then they just totally fell apart.
It's so hard to explain because everything was going St. Croix Falls' way, as you said, and then the 6th inning happened, and Dodgeville scoring all of their runs in the top half of the sixth inning and getting a 6-5 win over St. Croix Falls, a team that only lost once during the season.
And the legitimate number one seed.
Right. And you know, to have the season that St. Croix Falls has had, one bad inning cost them their opportunity to bring home a state title. Just unreal, and it's hard to explain.
6-5. Dodgeville beats St. Croix Falls, and it will be Dodgeville and Cedar Grove, Belgium, for the Division III championship game Thursday at noon. We'll have that for you immediately after the Division IV championship game, which we will also have. We'll tell you all about that after these messages on 97.7 Country WGLR.
Post-match 2.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-374-0758 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-374-0758. That's 800-374-0758. What do you have to lose? Call 800-374-0758. Again, 800-374-0758.
Post-match 2.
Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school WIAA State Baseball presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on 97.7 Country WGLR. Dodgeville beats St. Croix Falls thanks to 6 runs in the 6th inning. Dodgers win 6-5 over the Saints, and it will be, again, Dodgeville and Cedar Grove, Belgium, in the Division III championship game, which will be Thursday about noon. We'll have that for you 11:30-ish on 97.7 Country WGLR. That will be preceded. They'll be preceded by the Division IV championship game, Potosi, Cassville, and Marshfield Columbus Catholic, about 8:40 or so on X1071. At least that is our plan at the moment. That could change tomorrow. We'll certainly let you know on the Queen Bee Radio Sports Facebook pages, or our Queen Bee Radio Facebook pages. As I said, this just defies explanation. When you looked at the first 5 innings and Dodgeville, you know, they had some defensive lapses and they were leaving. The bigger problem is they were leaving base runners on all over the place, 5 in the first 3 innings. And then all of a sudden you get to the 6th inning and it's like a switch flipped and everything switched around.
St. Croix Falls was leading 5-0, but Dodgeville had more hits than St. Croix Falls. And then all of a sudden, in the 6th inning, the runs started coming home. And the Dodgers were able to score one more run than what St. Croix Falls had in the first 5 innings. And, you know, I think a huge ton of credit goes to the pitching of Dodgeville in the final couple innings to hold St. Croix Falls not just off the base paths, but away from home plate.
Right.
You know, to secure the win. And, you know, there's a lot of frustrating things, you know, for Dodgeville, you know, a couple of errors in the early part of the game as well that led to some St. Croix Falls runs, but don't quit. And Dodgeville found a way in the top half of the 6th inning to score 6 runs, and a trophy is going to be coming back to Dodgeville on Thursday. What color it is, we'll find out Thursday, late morning, early afternoon.
The other thing is that, and we kind of wondered if that would be the case at the time. I think it turned out to be, the momentum really switched a half inning earlier when St. Croix Falls loaded the bases but didn't score in the bottom of the 5th inning. And all of a sudden, you know, they kind of let Dodgeville off the hook, and then all of a sudden came the 6th.
Yeah, just an unbelievable game on what was probably the weirdest day of baseball that we have seen. And that says something for the state tournament, because find a state tournament where everything, went according to plan. So, a very busy day for us at Queen Bee Radio, and two local teams looking to bring home a state championship on Thursday morning.
6-5, Dodgeville beats St. Croix Falls, and the Dodgers will play Cedar Grove, Belgium for a state championship Thursday, and we'll be back after this on 97.7 Country WGLR.
Post-match 3.
With Upside, over 5 million people have earned more than $1 billion in cash back. The free app is helping everyday people earn on everyday buys, like gas, groceries, and meals out. Here are a few real reviews from real users.
I use Upside every time I fuel up, and often when I go out for lunch.
Smart, because those routine purchases add up fast. Just ask this person.
I've received almost $300 for doing what we all have to do anyway.
$300? That's extra cash back straight to your bank account. Then you can spend it how you want.
I just transferred money to my bank account, just in time to buy a nice lunch for my family.
Download the free Upside app to start earning on your routine gas, grocery, and restaurant purchases. Use promo code MINE to get a $5 bonus on your first purchase. That's promo code MINE to get an extra $5. Remember, promo code MINE.
Real testimonials, AI-generated voices. Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Post-match 3.
Grand Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of WIAA State Baseball, presented by Cuba City, Kieler, Darlington Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on 97.7 Country WGLR, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, powered by H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical in Lately Center, Monroe. Dodgeville beats St. Croix Falls 6-5, and the big show with Rob Spangler is next. And we'll be back here on Thursday. By the way, what was the Brewers score once again?
2-1. Brewers got the win over the Cleveland Guardians.
And that was on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL. We will have more Brewers baseball tomorrow. Cleveland for Game 3 at 6:05 on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL. Then here is our schedule Thursday. The WIAA Division 4 Championship, Potosi, Cassville, and Marshfield, Columbus at 8:40 on X1071. The Division 3 Championship, Dodgeville and Cedar Grove, Belgium at about 11:30-ish or so on 97.7 Country WGLR. By the way, Cleveland and the Brewers Thursday at 12:35 on ESPN Radio and 1590 WPBL. We got to get out of here. RJ Osterhaus is our sports director. Rob Spangler is our program director and technical director. Johnny Page is our chief engineer. Thanks to Todd Clark and the staff of the WIAA. Thanks to our sponsors who help us bring this game to you. Hanger Orthotics probably should get a mention for this in Dubuque. And thank you for joining us. Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school baseball, presented by Cuba City, Kieler, Darlington Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, is a Queen Bee Radio Sports presentation on 97.7 Country WGLR Lancaster and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, powered by H&M Plumbing, Heating, Electrical, and Lately Center, Monroe. Dodgeville, 6 runs at the top of the 6th, and the Dodgers beat St. Croix Falls 6-5. Dodgeville and Cedar Grove, Belgium for the Division 3 Championship. Potosi, Cassville, and Marshfield Columbus Campus for Catholic for the Division 4 Championship on Thursday. From the Ayers Furniture, best seats in the house for toddler to tennis, I'm Steve Prestegard. 97.7 Country Nights is next, what's left of it, and we'll see you for state championship baseball Thursday.
This has been a Queen Bee Radio High School Sports presentation.
The Tri-State's best variety of country. 97.7 Country, WGLR-FM. Lancaster, serving Platteville, Dubuque, Galena, and beyond on WGLR.com. A Queen Bee